the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah. What's up? This is our boy Coach Malachi Williams in the building, and we are back with the New Media Today USA Boxing Podcast. We are back today. Shout out to everybody who just showed up. Shout out to everybody who's here early right now. Shout out to Ignorant Boxing. Shout out to Martin Forever Free. Shout out to Comment Destroyer. Shout out to OG in the building. Shout out to OG in the building. You know what I mean? I've been doing a lot of research on a lot of different fighters lately. So it's a bunch of stuff that we're going to cover. We're going to talk about the Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao upcoming fight. That's going to be a good fight. We're going to talk about Deontay Wilder's chances on beating Tyson Fury. I was looking at something, right? I was really looking at something, and I'm dead serious about this topic. You know what I mean? Because I know a lot of people, depending on what side of the fence you're on, of course, Wilder doesn't have a chance against Tyson Fury. A lot of people may feel that way, right? And understandably so, right? You know what I mean? So understandably so, because of the outcome of what happened in the last fight. So I really do understand that. But I kind of want to make an argument for Wilder, so to speak. So guys, just bear with me for a moment. Now, Kind of want to make an argument to Wilder. Shout out to the Joker. Shout out to Wizard Sleeve. Shout out to New Money DMG. Shout out to Corn Kid. Shout out to Charlo. You know what I mean? So, and shout out to everybody in the chat. We know Facebook, to keep talking about Facebook. YouTube right now is sending everybody notifications, letting them know we're live right now. So, we're going to give everybody time to come in. You know what I mean? But shout out to my brother Charlo, man. What's good, fam? What's up? What's going on, fam? What's good? You know what I mean? So, I'll play devil's advocate, coach, for Wilder. OG. Hey, shout out to Michael Buffer. OG, I gotta play devil's advocate, man. But all jokes aside, I'm telling you, bro, it's a way he can win. There is a way that Wilder can win this fight. And basically, the conclusion that I came to is he's not going to outbox Tyson Fury. Shout out to JC. Shout out to King Midas. Shout out to Arlette. Shout out to Salute from Harlem. Or shout out to Arlette from Harlem. Shout out to you, sis. You know what I mean? Shout out to Florencio. Shout out to you, fam. You know what I mean? So shout out to Michael Buffer. Yeah, so basically, there is a way. Well, in my opinion, the best way, the strongest way that he would be able to do it, shout out to Tell him, is that he's going to have to attack Tyson Fury. He's not going to outbox Tyson Fury. Deontay Wilder, if you watch any of his fights, he never outboxes anyone. He knocks them out, right? Until he gets the knockout, he's always outboxed in a fight, right? Most of the time. And Tyson Fury is such a more superior fighter, than Deontay Wilder. From a boxing standpoint, anybody who's rooting for Wilder, they say one thing. They just say he's gonna knock him out. They don't know how he's gonna knock him out, but they just say he's gonna knock him out. They can't even give you a breakdown analysis of how can he do it. They just know that he's gonna knock him out. That's it. And the reason why they can't give you a breakdown analysis because there's not one thing that Deontay Wilder does good outside of getting the knockout, the right hand. You see what I'm saying? They can't tell you, man, the key to the game is gonna be the check hook to the body or the check hook to the head. Key to the game is gonna be feints. Key to the game is going to be to make sure that he understands, when he throws his punches at certain angles, give Tyson Fury different looks, show him different feints from different angles. You know what I mean? How proper feet placement, how to properly place his foot, on the outside of Tyson Fury's foot. When he throw his jab, how to come back, how to block the counter. You know what I mean? How to do his own, they don't talk about strategies when it comes to Deontay Wilder. They just say he's going to knock him out, and that's it. And the reason why is because they don't know any strengths. They don't know any strengths that Deontay Wilder has outside of his right hand. So a lot of his supporters, they can't tell you, they can't give you a breakdown on how Deontay Wilder can beat Fury because they honestly don't know themselves. You know what I mean? So, D Woods, what you say? Hey, coach, you see the watch the interview with Hearn and IFL TV? Yeah, I saw that. Tyson Fury's team, and in particular, Bob Arum, is fucking shocking. Yeah, the old yeah. I saw the interview. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about that. Tactics TV, what you say, fam? Deontay Wilder will twerk his way out to a win. Yeah, you know what I mean. But no, all jokes aside, though, top ranking and all the other clowns are the most unprofessional half-witted buffoons. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that because I saw that video. I actually saw that interview with Eddie Hearn. We're gonna talk about that right here, and I'm gonna tell you why I think that irregardless of who wins this fight between Fury and Wilder, they're not gonna get Anthony Joshua, and I'm gonna tell you why I say this. That interview that Eddie Hearn gave was very, very telling. It was very, very telling. The interview that he gave on IFL TV, I have it right here. What's my phone? I have it right here. You know what I mean? Michael Buffer, what you say, fam? Michael Buffer, what you say, fam? Coach, he did that against Fury in the first fight. He would get tired if Fury would take over. No, I think the first fight, the first fight you can see, because I looked at that fight again. The problem with Wilder is he has no footwork. He didn't have any answers. And when he saw Tyson Fury the first fight, notice how he was swinging wild windmill punches, trying to just swing for the fences. Or notice when he tried to throw a punch and he saw Fury wasn't in that position anymore that he was when he first initiated to throw the punch, he froze with the punch in midair and stuff like that. So what he can do is this. One, he need to be working on his goddamn footwork. That's one. You know what I mean? That's one. One, he needs. Now, you guys know how I feel about Tyson Fury. I don't really care too much for Fury or Wilder. So, you know, I don't have a dog in the race in this thing. But I will say this. Wilder needs to work on footwork. The problem with that is, you know, everything that Wilder needs to work on, Fury is already great at. Fury has great footwork. You know what I mean? I can't wait for Wilder and Fury to retire because they got the WWE stuff going on. Yeah. Well, you know what? It's not really Wilder's fault, though. It's not really Wilder's fault. Remember, Fury had a contract with Wilder. All Fury had to do was just fight the man. It's not Wilder's fault. We can't even get mad at, you know, we can't even get mad at Fury for that. I mean Wilder for that. Shout out to Benatti. You know what I'm saying, JC? It's like, you know, hey man, it is what it is at the end of the day. Someone hit the dislikes before the button even started. I mean, that's fine. I mean, you know, it is what it is, Ricky. Let them dislike it. I mean, that's fine. It's fine. You know what I mean? So again, I wouldn't bet on. What's your opinion of Malik Scott? I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I have no faith in that guy at all, bro. I have no faith in Malik Scott at all. I don't. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. You know, he might be the greatest trainer that no one has ever heard of. But I'm not impressed with Malik Scott at all. I'm just being honest with you guys. You know, if he was serious about getting a real trainer in there, he should have got someone like a Teddy Atlas, Robert Garcia, Eddie Reynoso, you know, Buddy McGirt. Buddy McGirt would have worked wonders with them. You know what I mean? So we're gonna see how it plays out. But what I'm trying to say is this, guys. We're gonna talk about Eddie Hearn as well. Wilder cannot outbox Tyson Fury. So let's take that out of the equation. He cannot outbox Tyson Fury. I wouldn't give a damn what anyone says. His only chance is to go right at Fury like Odo Wallin did. He has to go at him. He needs to study John McDermott. He needs to study the Odo Wallin fight. He needs to say, you know what, I'm gonna go at this dude. I'm gonna go at Tyson Fury, put him on the back foot. Maybe I can make the judge and see, okay, I'm the one that's taking the fight to Tyson. So, and especially since Wilder says that Tyson Fury has pillow fists. Especially since Wilder says Tyson Fury has pillow fists. So since Tyson Fury has pillow fists, there's nothing that Tyson Fury can do to hurt him. Am I correct? So since there's nothing that Tyson Fury can do to hurt Wilder, because Wilder has said on several occasions that Tyson Fury has never hurt him in the first fight or in the second fight. He said that he was never hurt. He said that Tyson Fury never hurt him. So since Tyson Fury has not hurt him and has pillow fists, he should be able to step right on in there. I'm not saying just rush him and go to swinging wild. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying take the fight to him. You know, do like Jose Ramirez tried to do with Josh Taylor. Step right to him. Come right on in there. Come at him like how what's the guy name? Sean Porter. Make it an inside fight game. This is Wilder's only chance. This is Wilder's only chance. He has to make an inside fight game and make it ugly. The only problem with that is, the only problem with the inside fight game thing is this. If he gets too close, I think Fury is a better inside fighter than Wilder. Fighting on the inside is not Deontay Wilder's strength, especially with those skinny legs, right? It's not Deontay Wilder's strength. You know, he's fighting a big guy who knows how to roll with punches, who has very good eyes, who can see pretty well, who knows what he's doing. Fury can do things that Deontay Wilder is just trying to figure out at 35 years old. So I'm not saying it's going to be an easy task. But Wilder's only chance is to go right at Fury. He can't sit here and try to play chess with Fury and okay, let me figure it out. Okay, yeah, I'm waiting on this, I'm waiting on that, yada 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 yada, pop. You know what I mean? You know, because you got to try to. You know, the thing is, if he asserts himself, right, and try to become front foot dominant, maybe he can he can get Fury to back up, and maybe he can try to make Fury fight off the back foot again. And then once he can get Fury pinned in the corner, you know, come at him and just throw punches and bunches. You know what I mean? Come at him like that. He has to go at him. You know, David Woods, what you say? Tim Bradley made the exact same points. Wilder needs to fight on the front foot. Yeah, David Woods, exactly. I didn't even see that interview. I need to see that interview. With what would you say, Tim Bradley? I'll try to find it. You know, because this is the thing. This is the thing. Like, so I don't buy into all these new training videos. He wanted in blood, right? It'll be the same. Wilder looking for that one quitter. Yeah. He's looking for the one hitter quitter. Listen, there's not a doubt in my mind, guys. Wilder is going looking for that one punch. And this is the thing that I say, right? He's working with Malik Scott, who is nobody as a trainer. Not disrespecting Malik Scott at all, but he has no credentials. No one in boxing, in the boxing circles, when they talk about top trainers in boxing, no one mentions Malik Scott's name. People just started talking about Malik Scott right now because Wilder hired him as his lead trainer. Prior to that, no one said two words about Malik Scott. No one, right? So my thing is this here. I see the video footage where he's showing Wilder how to, when the guy throw the jab, you go to the body. You know what I mean? If he steps over to his left, you step with him. All that looks good. All of that looks good. The only problem with that is this. Tyson Fury ain't gonna do none of that. Tyson Fury is not gonna do none of that basic stuff. You know what I mean? Tyson Fury is coming. He's coming at Deontay Wilder because he understands, listen, the only chance this guy got is if I let him hang in there and give him time to try to think and figure it out. No. We're not giving him time to think. Tyson Fury camp, and if you know anything about the crunk style with the late great Emmanuel Stewart, R.I.P. to Emmanuel Stewart. Ring the Ali bell for Emmanuel Stewart. Ring the Ali bell for Emmanuel Stewart. So, you know, if you know anything about the crunk style, it's a very aggressive style. They believe in working everything behind the what? The jab. They work everything behind the jab. Wilder has to develop a strong, stiff, consistent jab. Now, can he win a jabbing match over Tyson Fury? That is yet to be seen. But Fury has a longer reach. As long as Fury doesn't do the Ben Davison jab, I mean, where he's floating around and just flicking. No. He doesn't need to flick anything. The crunk style is to throw your jab with conviction. Use feints, head feints, body feints to get in, to get your guy lined up exactly where you want him to be at, so you can try to punch through a brick wall. These are some of the things that Wilder can employ in his arsenal. Study the Otto Wallin fight, work that body, work Tyson Fury's body. But in order for him to do that, he's going to have to bring some ass to get some ass. He's going to take some punishment along the way coming in. You see what I'm saying? I tell people time and time again, Wilder has no chance but to give it all he got. Throw the right hand over and over until it lands. I wasn't ignorant boxing. I wouldn't be so as predictable to keep throwing the right hand over and over. He's going to have to set the right hand up. You know what I mean? He's going to have to set the right hand up. You know, so he's going to have to set the right. Listen to Joker. I agree with you on that. He really needs to avoid the clinch. Yes, he needs to avoid the clinch. He's going to need to avoid the clinch. But what I'm saying is there's a way that he can work to get on the inside by using his jab in order to get on the inside so he can work Tyson Fury's body, come with some hooks, liver shots, uppercuts on inside if he can. The only problem is the stuff that I'm asking him to do, the stuff that I'm saying that he can do, he's not good at doing those things. Wilder is good at doing what he knows how to do. That's the windmill punch, setting the right hand up, catching an opponent coming in sleeping. If opponent stands in front of him long enough and get mesmerized, he'll release that right hand right away, like he did Ortiz. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. Like and this is what I'm saying, guys. I don't have any faith in Malik Scott at all. I just don't. Like, to me, Tyson Fury has the better team. He has the better team, better trainers, better everything, better everything. So my thing is, if Wilder really believes and says that Fury doesn't have any power, right, then he should be able to walk him down and step up in his chest. He should be able to step up in his chest and, work on some defensive movements. I do notice they're working on defense, slipping jabs and stuff like that. He's going to need it. He's going to need it. The problem with Wilder, this is the problem that Wilder has. You don't have a training partner, someone in training camp who you can bring in to kind of assimilate what Fury's, to kind of mimic, not assimilate, sorry about that, to kind of mimic what Fury does in the ring. You know what I mean? It looks good on the pads. On the pads it may look good and stuff like that. But man, listen, man, I want to see what he looked like in sparring. What does he look like in sparring? You see what I'm saying? What does Wilder look like in sparring? That would tell me everything. You see how hard he hit the pad with Malik Scott? You see how when Malik Scott threw that wide, slow hook and told him, okay, duck up under the hook. And he duck up under it, move to the side and throw, come, after he duck up under the hook, go to the body. After he duck up under the hook, straight, straight right to the body. Listen, man, that shit looks so slow. I mean, bro, like, that's not, I'm not trying to knock what they're doing, but I'm saying Deontay Wilder is 6'7" tall. Fury don't throw punches like that. Anyways, he doesn't throw punches like that. Fury gonna throw his punches straight down the pipe. If it's an inside fight game, Fury is again. I just find it very hard to believe that a guy that's 6'9", 275 pounds has no power. He had to have something in the second fight. He had something in the second fight, right? The first fight was a draw. Some say that Fury won. After I looked at that fight again, because I'm the one that said Fury won in the 12, won the rounds, won the most rounds. But when you look at the fight again, that fight was a lot closer than I originally thought it was. To be honest with you, that fight was a lot closer than I thought it was. It was certain rounds that I thought Fury just ran away with. He didn't run away with them at all. But that's neither here nor there. What I'm trying to say is Wilder's going to have to, do things that he's not comfortable with. He's going to have to go to the body. And listen, and he has to understand, if he truly believes Wilder has to throw body shots to confuse Wilder, I guess you mean Wilder has to throw body shots to confuse Fury. Listen, if he truly believes that Tyson Fury is pillow fist, he doesn't have any power, then he don't have to worry about if he's coming on the inside taking Tyson Fury punches. Because he can take those punches. He can come, because Fury, when he comes on the inside, Fury's gonna do this. Hop, he's gonna come with the check hook. Hop, he's gonna roll. Hop, he's gonna come with the body. He's gonna, you know what I mean? Fury is going to take that right hand away from Wilder. Coach, I question Wilder punch resistance because Fury is not known to be a puncher, yet he dropped him. I wonder how fair it would be. Now this is the new thing. Now they are saying that hold it, guys, hold it. This is a possibility. Wilder did not look the same in the first fight. I mean, in the second fight. They're saying that it's a possibility that Wilder could have been sick. Wilder could have had COVID. I can't make this up. There's a channel that I was looking at. I'm trying to think of the name of the channel right now. I want to say it's an Alphabet Boy channel. More than likely, it was an Alphabet Boy channel. I think I saved it on my phone. I'm not sure, but they say Wilder did not look the same in the second fight, right? So they're saying that it's a possibility he could have had COVID last February. That's what they're saying, right? I don't know how true that is. Wilder needs to keep his left hand in Fury's face, then feint to throw the right. Yes, he's going to have to do that. But they're saying that he could have had COVID now. Now, this is something new, guys. This is something new. I'm not saying this. Man, I forgot the channel what channel I saw that on, man. It was someone who Wilder gave an interview to, this guy said. It was a black YouTube channel. More than likely, it was an Alphabet, one affiliated with Alphabet Boys or someone of that sort. I'm going to find out who it is, guys, and I'm going to show you guys the receipt. So you guys don't think that I'm lying. I'm going to show you the receipt. I like to come with receipts. I shouldn't even say anything until I had the receipt. Where's my own? Oh, let me see. They're saying that Wilder could have had COVID. And this is why he didn't look the same that night. I'm not, listen, Tactics TV. I'm dead serious, fam. I'm dead serious. I'm not even joking. Probably Fred on barbershop conversations. Man, listen, I'm not even joking, man. What you say, brother? You say it was Fred from the barbershop. Oh, okay, yeah. That was it. I had forgot why I saw that. Hey, thank you for correcting me on Ignorant Boxing, Javoris, Tommy Hill. Yeah, Tommy Hill. Yeah, hey, thank you for correcting me. That's who it was. It was Fred. I forgot who it was. I knew it wasn't an Alphabet Boy channel, right? Or an affiliate. You see what I'm saying? So, do you guys think that's valid? The Joker? You're right about that. Do you guys think that's valid? Do you think that Wilder had COVID and that was why Fury was so able to thoroughly destroy him? You see what I'm saying? What do you guys think? Do you think it's a possibility? Because COVID was out around that time, but our government wasn't really pushing it like that. You know what I mean? But now, was that a possibility? I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying, like, now I'm hearing COVID now. You know what I mean? It looked like Wilder was afraid. Fury was a completely different animal from the second fight. Yeah. I agree with that. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. At this moment, the excuses are beyond embarrassing. David Woods, I'm just saying, do you think that's a possibility though? I hope Fury knocks Wilder out in 2 rounds. Wilder's the bum. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Val, what's going on, fam? Shout out to Eddie Val. Robert, you're gonna lose that bet. Don't back out now. Archie, what you say, fam? You say he has a 10% chance because of his right hand. Yeah, but what I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we're talking about strategies. What is it that Wilder can do to win this fight? I'm saying that, listen, he can't outbox Tyson Fury. The only way is to go through hell in order to get to heaven. He's going to have to come in there and make it an inside fight game. The only thing is he's going to have to be strong on the inside. He's going to have to be strong on the inside because Fury, once he's come on the inside and once Fury clinches him, Fury's going to put his weight on him. And from what we've been seeing, guys, Deontay Wilder still has those very skinny legs. He's still going to have those very skinny legs. Fury's not going to sit back because he understands, hey, this guy has a puncher's chance. The only chance he has to get me is catch me with this right hand. You know what I mean? The only chance, shout out to Diallo Huggy, the only chance he has to get me is to catch me with this right hand. So if I take that right hand away, Wilder's going to have to do something different. Now, I am of the belief, I don't believe in Malik Scott. I'm just being honest with you guys. And I'm not disrespecting Malik Scott at all. I'm saying I just don't believe in the guy as a trainer. I don't know any championship fighters he's trained. I don't know anybody. Now, I know he trains fighters, but who has he trained that I can sit back and say, you know what, man, this dude Malik Scott the real deal. I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. You see what I'm saying? So Wilder is going to have to, he's going to have to work behind that jab. He's going to have to consistently keep that jab in Fury's face. Even though Fury, he's going to have to get close enough to not only throw his jab, but to land his jab effectively. And then work behind the jab so that he can get on the inside and do what? Go to the body. Boom. Go to the body, right? Jab up top, boom, go to the body. Jab up top, boom, go to the body, step to the side, boom, come with that left hook to the liver and get on out of there. You see what I'm saying? Because he don't want Fury to grab him. He don't want Fury to grab him and put that weight on him because Fury's going to maul him, and try to put that weight on him. That's what he's going to do. Now, Bruce Leroy, you hit the nail right on the head, fam. You said that Wilder is not an inside fighter. You're right about that, brother. He's not an inside fighter. He's not an inside fighter at all. He's going to have to keep his distance in order to get that right hand shot in, but he's going to have to fight Fury on the inside as well. Why do I say that, Bruce Leroy? Why do I say that, fam? Because as Fury's going to come in and eventually they're going to get close and they're going to be in the clinch, he's going to have to know how to fight out of the clinch or fight in the clinch. I'm gonna break this down. If two guys engage with each other in clinch, he's going to have to know how to fight, hit those body shots, try to come up with an uppercut, try to come with the hook, keep his head right here on the person's side, and bam, he's going to have to know how to do that. And then that's fighting in the clinch. Now, when you're fighting out of the clinch, meaning when you're breaking apart, kind of like how Josh Taylor did with Jose Ramirez. You see what I'm saying? They was in the clinch. The referee pulled Jose Ramirez's arm down. Josh Taylor took a half step back, breaking out of the clinch, and then he caught him with the uppercut. Wilder's going to have to do stuff like that. That's what I mean by that. That's what I mean by that, guys. Now, Bruce Leroy, you are right. Deontay Wilder is not an inside fighter. That's a flaw he has. He's going to have to know how to fight on the inside. Can he learn that from Malik Scott from the 15 months going on 16 months he's been out of the gym? I don't know. It is of my belief, guys, that once the things that he's working on, that Tyson Fury knows how to do very effortlessly, once those things are not working with Wilder, I think he's going to go right back to throwing windmill punches. That's what he's going to do. Jed Stillwell said, problem is Wilder don't have the skills to set Fury up or to use boxing or to use boxing to beat him. Yeah. You're right. It's literally throwing windmill and pray. Yeah. And listen, I agree with all of that, guys. I understand everything that you guys are saying. You really don't see anything that Wilder can do differently because he's been fighting the same way his entire career. I totally agree with that. I'm just making an argument for the guy saying that, hey, listen, if he wants to beat Fury, he's going to have to come at it differently. You see what I'm saying? All he really has is range and finding the jab with the big right hand behind it. That's it. He's just a 1-2 fighter. Fury's not going to fall for that. Wilder is going to have to know how to do what? Set traps. Set traps. See, can he bait Fury to come in, and then as soon as Fury comes in, let's say Fury come in recklessly, bam, unleash that right hand on him. You know what I mean? But Fury's not going to fall for that. I don't think he's going to fall for that because they understand Deontay Wilder very well. He's a one-handed fighter. He does it. There's a lot of things he doesn't know how to do. He's not a consistent body puncher. Inside fighting is not his strength. You see what I'm saying? Inside fighting is not his strength at all, right? We know this. You know what I mean? So Ignorant Bossa said Fury just recently practicing his clinches with Nick Diaz. Do you know he's going to try? Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So Jed Stillwell said Wilder was completely lost in the clinch last time. He can't fight off the back foot either. Yeah, he has too many Jed, he has too many boxing deficiencies at this point of his career. So all I'm saying is what Wilder can do, he's going to have to come at Fury. That's the only way. He can't sit back and try to box with Fury. Period. He can't do it. He's not a boxer. Deontay Wilder is not a boxer. He's a fighter. He will not outbox Tyson Fury. No way in the hell. He doesn't stand a chance boxing. He's going to have to put his Clubber Lang on from Rocky 3, come in there and man, get it how he lives. You know what I mean? One hand shot opportunity to seize everything you wanted in the moment you would capture. And because he's a dangerous puncher, shout out to Bruce Goals. Shout out to Bruce Goals. And if he's a dangerous, and by him being such a dangerous puncher, Malik Scott is training Wilder to run into punches. Man, listen, that's why I said I'm not impressed with the pad work. I want to see what he's doing in the gym. You know, I don't even consider it a jab. It's just a finder. You know, he's going to have to throw his jab with conviction, like, bam, like he's trying to throw, hop, go in there, stick it, and then throw the jab. Now, if he throw the jab, once Tyson Fury sees it, what is he going to do? Tyson Fury is going to move a little bit to his right. It's going to move to his right. He's going to have his foot on Deontay Wilder's outside, on the outside of his left lead foot. This is what Fury is going to do. And he's going to work behind his jab to take that right hand away. And once they get close, what he's going to do, he's going to clinch him. He's going to maul him. He's going to maul him. So Fury is going to have to make the referee do his job that night. And then Fury is going to be hitting Wilder in the body. Wilder can't take body shots. It said Deontay Wilder have to adapt AJ's inside fighting style. Wilder can't take body shots. Wilder can't take body shots. You know what I mean? He can't. Wilder can't take body shots. So the thing is he's going to have to become a total different fighter. I just don't believe that he's going to become a brand new fighter in the 15, 16 months. June coming up to be 16 months. That he's going to become a brand new fighter, but he's going to have to. You know, if Malik Scott is as good as the Alphabet Boy channels are making him out to be, if Malik Scott is the secret weapon or the secret sauce that Deontay Wilder needed his entire career in order to defeat Tyson Fury, then surely Malik Scott has to be telling him some of these things. Listen, you're going to have to jab to the body, which he's been doing it in the little videos, the leaked videos that wasn't leaked, that he just uploaded to his Instagram that everybody can see. You see what I'm saying? I'm not impressed with that. I want to see what he's doing in sparring. You see what I'm saying? Because it's one thing to have Malik Scott. Yeah, okay. Now I want you to throw the 1-2, bam, bam, duck behind, duck up under the right hook, slide over to your left, and then hook, throw a hook to the body. Okay, 1-2, that's it. That, and he's cheering him and hyping him up. It seemed like more that he's just trying to boost his confidence up, psych him out, more so than anything. That's what it seemed like to me. To answer the question of the title, yes, Wilder can do it. If Fury comes in the ring too full of himself, he can get caught. Yeah. We talked about that last week, Smith and West. We talked about that last week. You know, if Fury comes in and says, hey, man, you know what? I done ran through this guy last time. You know, I'm going to run through him again. You know, it is what it is. Shout out to Shelton Moore. Let's hit the Ali Bell for Shelton Moore and Smith and West. You know what I mean? So he can come in there. He can come in like that. You know what I mean? But if Fury doesn't come in reckless, and then another thing too, Fury is trying to do what? Get that bag with AJ for the undisputed. So Fury has a lot of pressure on him as well. Like, listen, man, this guy only has a puncher's chance to beat me. I'm not going to mess this up. Wilder is the faster puncher. He can catch him. Yes, he is the faster puncher, but he's going to have his feet is going to have to put him in the position that he needs in order to get that shot off. So hopefully they've been working on his footwork, right? Using feints, which is what they've been showing in the videos, using feints to get in there, right? But at the end of the day, the only thing Tyson Fury has to worry about is what? Deontay Wilder's right hand. I wouldn't give a damn what he does. I don't care if he feint here and he catch me with a jab. Just don't let him catch you with that right hand. Then that would tell Wilder, okay, I ain't been able to catch you with the right hand. Let me just keep doing what I've been doing. You know, this left been working. When I swing the right hand, I miss, or he block it, or he roll with it. He give me the shoulder. You see what I'm saying? Because Fury gonna give him that shoulder. You know he gonna give him that shoulder. He gonna put the shoulder roll on him. When he throw the right hand, he gonna put the shoulder roll on him, and then he gonna come back. He gonna come back with something. He gonna come back with a straight right himself. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is in the exchange, which is why I was glad to see him working on slipping. Right. The thing is I want to see what he's doing in sparring. See, the sparring would tell me everything I need to know. What is he doing in sparring? Because you have sparring partners coming in that's supposed to be imitating Tyson Fury. What is he doing in sparring? Because he's going to have to get prepared for everything when he's fighting Tyson Fury. He's going to have to get prepared for getting put in a headlock. He's going to have to get prepared for Tyson Fury putting him 275 pounds on Deontay Wilder when they're on the ropes. He's going to have to get prepared for getting hit with an uppercut when Tyson Fury grabs him and hook him in the head, hit him with the uppercut. You know, all the little dirty tactics that pretty much a lot of fighters do. Andre Ward did it. Bernard Hopkins did it. Mike Tyson did it. Lennox Lewis did it. All the little dirty tricks of the trade, you know, Fury's going to pull all of that out of him, right? And then Fury still got his mind on the bag with Anthony Joshua trying to fight Anthony Joshua later on, which I got some news on that too. I don't think that fight will happen even if Fury was to win, and I'm gonna tell you guys why. But anyways, other than that, man, you know, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I don't believe in Malik Scott. I just don't. I don't believe in the guy as a trainer. I know it's a good feel-good story for Wilder, but you know, who has Malik Scott trained? Show me one guy, show me one world champion that he has made. You know, show me anybody he has trained that's became a champion. You know what I mean? You're trying to take a guy who's 35 years old, going on 36 years old, and he's practicing the basics. And I stress that, guys, because how are you going to just start learning the basics this far in your career? You don't have 40-something fights, and people are getting excited, getting the Holy Ghost about, oh, Wilder, you see how he slipped that right hook, that Malik Scott threw a punch, a Clubber Lane punch, very slow, and he slipped it. I understand. Don't get me wrong. You do that when you first. This is why I'm worried, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. Richard said, AJ said he would never fight Fury now, coach. Yeah, he shouldn't. You can't trust that guy. But this is why, coach. We'll holla at you after the live. Cool. Okay, yeah, all right, Shell. Yeah, for sure. This is what it is, guys. You're getting happy and excited about a guy doing the basics. A professional fighter, a professional boxer who has been a world champion, who has had 10 title defenses, right? And you're getting excited about him doing stuff that you learned in the amateurs. I learned that stuff in the amateurs when I was an amateur. That's what they teach you, just the little basic stuff. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So, of course, we're not seeing the sparring and stuff like that. But again, the title of this video is Wilder does have a shot to beat Fury, but he's going to have to become a different fighter. He can't become the same guy. I'm just gonna wait on the right hand. Okay, here it go. Let me throw the left out there just to try to blind him with the left, and then come to the right straight down the pipe. And everyone knows that's what he's going to do. Everyone knows that's what he does, right? If he cannot become a new fighter, he gonna get his ass whooped again. His only hope is to land that right hand. And as each round goes by, right? He's not going to outbox Tyson Fury. Hell, Deontay Wilder couldn't outbox old ass what's his name, Ortiz, Luis Ortiz. He couldn't King Kong Ortiz. He couldn't outbox King Kong Ortiz, and King Kong Ortiz is slow as hell. 75 years old. Oh no, I ain't gonna say 75. Ortiz is like 40-something years old, and he's slow as hell. And he was getting outboxed by Ortiz. Tyson Fury is a lot quicker. He has better head movement. He has better footwork. He's not going to be there to be hit. He's not going to be there. And when he decides to come forward, he's going to put Wilder on his back foot. Can Wilder fight off that back foot? Jules said, Wilder ain't got to be no boxing master. A few changes and he'll be good, coach. You'll see. Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Like when you say a few changes, what few changes he's going to have to learn? I can tell you one of the few changes, he's going to have to learn how to fight off the back foot. AJ going to do what they both been doing. Wait for someone else to take that strap. Yeah. That's what Joshua should do. He should move on from Fury. Just move on. Go ahead on. Richard, what AJ said was, whenever you are ready, you know where to find me. Yeah. AJ should wait until after the WBC has his mandatory. Yeah, I wouldn't be in a hurry to make that right now. You tried to make it for 4, and according to what Eddie Hearn said in that interview, I listened to it very well. Eddie Hearn said that he don't trust Tyson Fury no more. He don't trust Team Fury. He don't trust him at all. So when there's no trust there, it's not like if you don't trust somebody after this stunt, you're not going to take them serious. You're not going to take them serious. Yeah, let's get this fight on in December. No, we good, dog. Right now, I'm finna fight Usyk. I don't fought Usyk already or whatever. I got Usyk lined up. After that fight, I got some more mandatories I'm probably going to have to fight anyways. I'll fight my mandatories. You know what I mean? And when I know that you're serious, you know, when I believe that you're serious, then I may consider taking you up on that offer. But no, we ain't going down that path no more. Why he never developed a jab, and his balance in the beginning and at beginner level. Yeah, that's the crazy part about it. You know what I mean? Wilder still has a puncher's chance. Let's not assume Fury has won already. I just want Fury to win. Yeah, I'm not assuming anything. I'm saying that Wilder has one shot, that puncher's chance. That's his shot. But in order to set that shot up, he's going to have to set it up a different way. That's all I'm saying. He can't do it the way he's been doing it. All right, waiting on the one time for him to line up in the middle. Okay, here he come. He finna line up. Bam! I caught him. You see what I'm saying? All right, wait a minute. Here you go. I'm finna do it again. I'm finna do what I've been doing for 40-some fights. Just waiting on that right hand. He can't do it like that no more. That's all I'm saying. He's gonna have to find a different way to land that right hand. That's all I'm saying. Tyson Fury, a big comedian, Gypsy Queen. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, Leo say Mike Tyson 54 with KO Wilder in the first round. Yeah, I don't know about that, but I'm a Tyson Fury fanboy. Y'all to know that. It definitely sounds like Eddie Hearn got played. Yeah, Eddie Hearn got played. He got played. Eddie Hearn got played. You know what I mean? Eddie Hearn got played, but Eddie Hearn won't get played again though. Remember, Eddie Hearn is an inexperienced 41-year-old promoter. He got played by two old coons, Bob Arum and Frank Warren. He got played like a fiddle, and he got played by Fury as well. So based on the interview that I saw today, Eddie Hearn won't get played again. Joshua and Eddie Hearn said in the interview, and remember, guys, I said this last week because I had the receipts. I showed the video on my phone. Eddie Hearn said that Anthony Joshua was never optimistic about this fight happening from the beginning. I showed you guys a video last week where Anthony Joshua was being interviewed by someone, and he said, and the guy asked me, he said, if you was a betting man, who would you bet this December 2020? Who would you bet that you will be fighting next year? Tyson Fury or Alexander Usyk? He said Alexander Usyk. He said this December 2020. So the only one Eddie Hearn said in the interview, he the one that was optimistic. Eddie Hearn was the one, his ambition, trying to make stuff happen. He just got played like a sucker. That's all. Antonio Giles, shout out to Antonio Giles for the super chat. One change Wilder needs is to learn how to block better. Stop letting his head down. That's how he got clipped in the back of the head in the third round. This is the thing, right? I see the back of the head shots, but Deontay Wilder hit people in the back of the head as well. You know what I mean? Deontay Wilder hits people in the back of the head as well. I can show you plenty of clips. As a matter of fact, I can put together a compilation of fights where I can show you that the same people who I'm not saying you, Antonio Giles. I'm not saying you, brother. I'm saying the same people who complained about Fury hitting Wilder in the back of the head, Wilder was doing the same thing to Fury. And previous fighters as well. But no one points that out. You know what I mean? No one points that out. In my honest opinion, Wilder's going to take a loss. Yeah. Toon, shout out to Toon, man, for the super chat. Toon, what you say, fam? You said you think Ronnie Shields could work for Wilder. I noticed Ronnie Shields fighters aren't combination fighters. Then I looked at Laura 1-2 style. Then Charlo counter of J Rock. I think Wilder could use shields. Yeah, he has to know how to counter. He has to know how to be a good counter. This what I'm trying to say, guys, is this. Deontay Wilder's old style of fighting, he's going to have to change it. It's not going to work with Tyson Fury because everybody on the planet knows it's figured out now. Oh, this is what he does. This is what he likes to do. If you put him on the back foot, he can't take that pot. Even if Tyson Fury doesn't maul him like he did in the second fight, if Tyson Fury just feint like he's coming in and then make Deontay Wilder flinch and then feint, make him flinch, feint like he's gonna throw the jab and see what his reaction time is going to be like. This is why feinting is so good. If he feints like he's going to come in, see what Deontay Wilder's reaction time is like. See which way he tries to slip. See if you try to fake like you're going to come in and he throw that right hand. You see what I'm saying? Now you're getting his timing down. Now you're saying, oh, you know what? Oh, I see Wilder trying to set a trap for me. See, feints will let you see exactly what it is that your opponent is trying to do. It'll let you see what he's trying to do. Oh, he's trying to counter me. He's trying to bait me into coming in the straight line so that he can catch me with that right hand. All right, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come at him in the angle. When I throw that jab, I'm gonna make sure I turn like this here. If he throw the hook, fine. I could block it here, or he may catch me up here somewhere. Or if he tries to, when I throw my jab, go down to the body. If he try to go down to the body, I'm gonna come down with that right hand on him. But I know that if he throw a jab to the solar plex, everything Wilder is doing is to try to land that right hand. You see what I'm saying? So Fury has figured that out. So Wilder had COVID now. That's what I heard. Unpopular opinion. Wilder fighting Fury isn't that bad because it'll be fun watching Fury beat him up again. My IQ is 2. Joshua fighting Usyk as long as AJ Fury fighting happen afterwards. Yeah, I don't think that fight is going to happen. And if I was Tyson, if I was Anthony Joshua, I wouldn't even entertain that anymore. I'll be done with it. I'll put Tyson Fury on the back burner. Let him defend his belt some more times. I'm gonna continue to fight my mandatories and let the people say what they want to say. I wouldn't even give a damn. Especially after listening to the interview with Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn saying now Eddie Hearn was the optimistic one with the IFL TV interview. Eddie Hearn was the optimistic one, guys. And Eddie Hearn is even saying now that no, I don't trust Fury. I don't trust their team at all. And Eddie Hearn realized that he got played. Eddie Hearn realizes he got played. So if Eddie Hearn, the guy who was very optimistic about bringing this fight together, he did everything that he could do. The guy who was very optimistic, and Joshua was the one that was pessimistic. Joshua told Eddie Hearn, look, man, I don't believe this guy is serious. He told him this in the beginning, based on what Eddie Hearn said on the IFL TV interview. Eddie Hearn was the crash dummy that jumped out there. He the one that jumped out there and say, no, I'm gonna make it happen. Because of his ego, because of his ambition and his eagerness to make this fight happen for Anthony Joshua, he ignored all the red flags. So that was Eddie Hearn's fault as well. Mentally, Wilder's going to be weak. Okay, Stephen Todd, I see exactly what you're saying, fam. You know what I mean? Jay Vine said that Wilder doesn't slip, doesn't roll very well, and he has poor technique. Exactly. His legs are too wide. Hey, listen, well, you hit the nail right on the head. You hit the nail right on the head. Wilder does not slip punches. Wilder doesn't roll at all very well. He has poor technique. He has poor footwork, and his legs are too wide. And the reason why his legs is wide, because he's trying to get all the power he can from that right hand. So he can, you see what I'm saying? That's why he does that. That's why he does that. You see what I'm saying? So I don't. Wilder's going to have to become a new fighter. The question is, can Malik Scott, the secret weapon, turn Wilder into a different fighter? He's not going to beat Fury with his predictable style. He's not going to beat Fury with his predictable style. If he waiting on that one shot, he might land it one to two times. Hell, in the last fight, he landed it 3 or 4 times, right? But as long as Fury can see that punch coming, Back up, step right back to him. Step right back to him. Fury gonna faint the hell out of him. Fury is going to faint the hell out of him. And you're gonna have to want to come in there. Like how Odo Wallin did. Odo Wallin took it right to Fury. He took it right to him. You see what I'm saying? So so I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? Aiden Hearn, the best promoter in the game. Yeah, I believe so. But he got played in this thing. Watch Fury Wilder 1 on Lady Sand and reminded me of why Wilder can't fight backwards. He has a wide stance, steps in front with the leg when he throws. Yeah, try moving back. Yeah, and this is why by your legs being so wide, when someone throw a punch, he just goes straight back. He doesn't know how to slip punches. This is the thing. He's going to have to become an entirely different fighter. Can Malik Scott do it? Now, if you're a Deontay Wilder fan, you say, "Oh no, he just got to make minor tweaks." No, you are downplaying the severity of the case. Wilder doesn't need to make minor tweaks. He needs to make major tweaks. If he can't fight off the back foot, that's a problem. If he don't know how to slip punches, that's a problem. If he don't know how to set traps, that's a problem. If he doesn't know how to defend feints, that's a problem. And you see what I'm saying? If he doesn't know how to take body shots or how to properly place body shots himself, that's a problem. If he doesn't know how to fight on the inside, because in boxing, it's going to be a fight that happens, you're going to have to fight on the inside. That's a problem. So Wilder has about 8 different problems that he has to work on. Shout out to my brother Toon for the super chat. My brother Toon says, so who do you think is the best fit for Wilder? I've heard Derrick James. Derrick James would be a good fit. I said Shields myself, Freddie Roach. Listen, any one of those guys, Derrick James, Ronnie Shields, or Freddie Roach would be good for him. Anybody but Malik Scott. Anybody but Malik Scott. Another thing too was this: is he going to listen? Fury beats Wilder. Usyk manages to beat Joshua. I see Fury retiring. Is he going to? So you can see Fury beating Wilder, but Usyk manages to beat Joshua. So you can see Fury beating Wilder and Usyk beating Joshua. Okay, I don't agree with that, but okay. What do you think about Showbiz the Adult? I like Showbiz the Adult. I really like him. Like that brother a lot. I reached out to him before and talked to him. He's a good guy. I really like Showbiz. I have a great deal of respect for Showbiz. Is one of the people. He's the one channel that I study. I study him on YouTube. I really like Showbiz the Adult. And I understand why he runs his show the way he runs it. And I understand why he doesn't do like collab with other YouTube channels. To be honest with you. I understand why. I'm not going to say why, but I understand why. I'm just keep that to myself. Shout out to Kofi. Shout out to Kofi for the super chat. I really appreciate that, fam. Smith and West says, that's why I always thought AJ had more power than Wilder. AJ can translate his power into small windows. Yes, he can. Wilder needs distance in order to be able to get that shot off. That's it. That's it. He's fighting the same way. Derrick James is great. There's a lot of fighters. There's a lot of trainers that'll be great. Eddie Reynoso. There's a lot of. The thing is will Wilder listen to any of those guys? You see what I'm saying? Wilder needs to stick to the body shots around Fury's waist. Errol Spence can help him. Errol Spence is a fighter. He can't help Wilder. Wilder needs a trainer to help him. You see what I'm saying? Easy to knock somebody out standing still and transform your power across your body. Yeah, you know what I mean? So he has to know how to shift that power. That's why you got to have really good strong legs and fluid hips. You have to have fluid hips as well. So can Malik Scott teach this guy? He's been out of boxing for 15 months. They're going to fight in July. So we're talking about June, July. So we're talking about 17 months. He's been out of. So by the time that Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder have this fight on the 24th of July, that's going to be 17 months that Wilder has been out of the gym, has been out of boxing. That's a boxing channel, Showbiz the Adult. Yeah, that's a boxing channel, sis. Really good guy. That's a really good guy. Showbiz the adult. Showbiz the adult. That's a really good guy. Very professional. He does his own thing. He stays out of the nonsense on the YouTube universe. And I'm learning. I made a lot of mistakes starting out, but I won't make those mistakes again. I will not make those mistakes again. So I learned a lot. Talked to my brother. I learned a lot. I see where I went wrong at. I will not make those mistakes again. Won't at all. You know what I mean? So, me being a rookie to this thing, I made some mistakes, but I won't make them again. You can believe that. I take Freddie Roach. I think he'll respect him enough to listen. Yeah, that's the thing. I think Wilder lost respect for what's my guy name? Mark Breland, because Mark Breland is very quiet. You know what I mean? So he stopped listening to him. How come nobody talks about Wilder having a Jack's arm? Well, that ain't gonna be there's really nothing to talk about. There's really nothing to talk about as relate to that, brother, because he's fighting Tyson Fury. No, that's not going to help him. Now I understand about the Jacks. You're saying he has like the metal rods in his arm and stuff like that, his hand. Who knows? Well, Peter, that'll be up to Joshua if he wants to fight. Yeah, I would just move on. Jabril, what do you say? Coach. Plus Fury, a better inside fighter as well. Mauling, tying him up, better throwing, better uppercuts. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, Fury can do everything better than Wilder. There's only one shot that Wilder has is to land that right hand. And what I'm saying, and that's his only shot. So what I'm saying is, I'm just trying to come up with different ways he can land that right hand. He's going to have to come with a different style. Same objective is to land the right hand. The same objective, but his style has to be different. His style has to be different because Wilder is used to people being afraid of being hit by the right hand. So when they fight him very cautiously. Perfect example. Luis Ortiz is a what? Luis Ortiz is a counter puncher. If you watch when Wilder fought Luis Ortiz was waiting for Wilder to throw a punch, and then he was to rush in there and counter. The only problem with that is Luis Ortiz is extremely slow, and he has slow feet. So his style was tailor-made for Wilder, and Luis Ortiz stays right there in the middle. Luis Ortiz does not throw good feints. Luis Ortiz, defensively, he has a slow reaction time. So, Showbiz is a good channel. Yeah, he's a very good channel. Showbiz the Adult has the best channel. Showbiz the Adult has the best channel, in my opinion, on YouTube when it comes to the sport of boxing. He has the best channel, in my opinion. And there's some good channels out there. There's some real good channels out there, some great channels. You see what I'm saying? But in my opinion, Showbiz, in my opinion, is the best, in my opinion. You know what I mean? So you can learn a lot from him. I can see Usyk beating AJ. Usyk going to be on the bicycle the whole fight when he feels AJ's power. Yeah, if he's on the bicycle running the whole night, he's not going to beat AJ. Not like that. Not like that. He won't beat AJ on the bike running. He's going to have to fight. Usyk's going to have to fight. He's going to, in order to, he's going to have to bring some ass if he want to get some ass. Period. And if he ain't bringing nothing, he ain't getting nothing. So Usyk would not be able to fight Joshua the way he fought Derek Chisora. Won't be able to fight him like that. That ain't gonna work. Earth Gang, did Tyson cheat or nah? What do you think? What do you think, Earth Gang? What do you think? Do you think he cheated or no? Linares would drop Haney. That's gonna be a good fight, Linares and Haney. That's gonna be a good fight. But anyways, what I was saying was this. Eddie Hearn said that he doesn't trust Tyson Fury anymore. We don't trust him. Eddie Hearn realizes in the IFL TV interview that he got used and played like a $2 hoe. They used Eddie Hearn and played him like a $2 hoe. He ain't got to worry about he won't get played again. Joshua is not even going to entertain it anymore. Joshua, this is my prediction. Anthony Joshua will not entertain Tyson Fury anymore. He's not going to entertain him. If Fury wants to make a fight with Joshua, what I would do is this. We've been through this before. I did all of the work working with the Saudis and stuff like that. You guys need to get the money up. I'm Anthony Joshua. I need 100. So that contract that we signed, that's over with. That's done. That's worthless, right? We haven't signed anything. What I would do if I was Joshua from this point forward, you want to fight me? For the undisputed, I need $100 million. You guys do all of the work. I'm the A side. I have 3 belts. I want to fight in the UK at the O2 Arena. These are my terms. This is what I need. What about the stuff that we worked out with the Saudis? Man, that's over with. We're not even talking about the Saudis anymore. Eddie Hearn did all of that work. No, you're going to have to do some work now. You want to fight me? You guys figure out where you're going to get $100 million to pay me at. That's what I would do. Anthony Joshua is not going to. He's not going to get caught slipping again. I promise you that. Eddie Val said, if Usyk had power like Holyfield, I say Usyk would be great for the heavyweight. But Usyk has skill. Yeah, it's skill. Yeah, he's not strong enough. No, he's not strong enough. And I think a lot of people underestimating AJ. What you say? Eddie Hearn lost $60 million. No, he didn't lose anything. Eddie Hearn didn't lose a dime. He lost his time, but he didn't lose a dime. Where he lost money at? Where did Eddie Hearn lose money at? He didn't lose anything. You know what I mean? He just lost his time, but he didn't lose any money. He didn't lose any money. You know what I mean? So Richard says, yes, Tyson Fury cheated in that fight. His gloves was tampered with. Did Deontay Wilder prove that, sir? Because Wilder said he had proof, and we haven't seen proof yet. We saw stuff from the YouTube detectives. We saw YouTube detectives looking at a fast frame, a sped up frame of the dent that was in Tyson Fury's gloves. We saw that, from the YouTube detectives. But did Wilder produce any proof of any of the things that he said happened in that fight? The answer is no. So Ortiz was being too careful when he got caught. Yeah, exactly. And Ortiz is slow, very slow. You right? I keep saying that AJ versus Fury and AJ versus Wilder will never happen. Well, those fights not going to happen. Those fights not going to happen. Fury versus Wilder is a much bigger payday than Joshua versus White. Yeah, it's a much bigger payday for who? I don't know. Anthony Joshua is going to make more money than Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder, regardless of who he fights. Regardless of who he fights. So I don't know about that. I don't know if I agree with that, Peter. Peter Von knows why. He's sick of chasing bombs. Richard, what you say, fam? Why nobody talking about Fury failed drug test and glove tampering? Fury failed drug test, brother. That's when that was years ago. Did Fury fail any drug test in the Deontay Wilder fight? Because everything we're talking about is related to Deontay Wilder, Richard. Has Fury failed any drug test in the Deontay Wilder fight? No. You're talking about something with Vladimir Klitschko in the rematch that they had set up. That's what you're talking about. Body shots will help Wilder land the right hand. Exactly. He needs to do something different. That's all I'm saying. What happened to the big Mexican dude? Did he just fight? I don't know who you're talking about. What you say, fam? Usyk has bulked up to 230. I think on that frame, it's going to slow him down. Yeah, it depends on what his strength is. If his strength is speed, then it doesn't help you to gain weight when your strength is speed. Weight will only slow you down. Eddie would have made $60 million if that fight would have happened. He would have made $60 million, but if the fight didn't happen, he didn't lose anything. This is a loss. A loss is when you bet money on something, and let's say you bet on a horse or you bet on a certain fighter, and that fighter doesn't win the fight. That's how you lose money. But for a fight that hasn't been made, he hasn't lost anything. He hasn't lost anything. It's not like he has $60 million in his pocket and now his bank account is minus $60 million. No, he hasn't lost anything. And where have you heard that at? What Eddie Hearn is going to make $60 million? What sources did you get that from? Joshua only real fight at this point is Fury, and I predict they will fight. Just my opinion. All right, I mean that's a good prediction. I predict they won't fight. Aram not showing any good light these past few days. One Fury fiasco, two. He lacks enthusiasm. Yeah. Bob Arum is old. He need to get on out the way. Bob Arum is old. He need to get on out the way. I don't see Wilder stopping Tyson. I think the third one goes to the judges. Yeah. If it goes to the judges, we don't know We don't know what the judge is going to rule. We don't know that. Do you think there's any hope of Spence fighting Crawford? Nah, that fight ain't gonna happen either. That fight ain't gonna happen either. There's too much politics going on with Al Heyman. Crawford is leaving PBC, leaving Top Rank in October. He has one more fight left. His contract expires October, but he has one more fight left. So he's probably going to get a fight before the particular date in October. He's probably going to get a fight before then, and he's out of there. He's out of there. You know what I mean? So he's out of there. So other than that, that's it. I mean, this is what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to do something different in order to get the right hand in there. He can't be so predictable. You're not predictability. Predictability is not going to work with Fury because he has a high boxing IQ. Fury has a higher boxing IQ than Deontay Wilder. Wilder boxing IQ is not high at all, right? He doesn't have a boxing IQ. He's never depended on his IQ. He depended on landing that right hand, right? So he has to learn how to. He had an excellent training. Mark Breland was one of the baddest gold medalists. He was the top guy on that 1984 Olympic gold team, which was the best boxing Olympic team that America has produced to this day. You know what I mean? That Mark Breland came off of. Hell, if anybody can show him how to set up a right hand, is Mark Breland, who can show him several different things, but he just wasn't listening to the guy. He just wasn't listening to him. So the YouTube task force, Operation Egg Glove. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So, I mean, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Wilder's going to have to do something different. Can Malik Scott show him something? Malik Scott's going to have to make Wilder a different fighter. And in my opinion, I could be wrong, guys. In my humble opinion, as soon as some trouble happens in the fight, Wilder is a creature of habit. Most fighters are. You're going to go back to that which you are accustomed to doing. And it's going to be up to Malik Scott to say, hey, listen. You're going back to the stuff that you've been doing. It's not going to work against this guy. Listen to me. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, split decision for Tyson Fury. Wilder's going to play this one safe, but he cannot box Zipski. Nah. I know Eddie likes Crawford a lot. Yeah. I don't know where Crawford is going. We'll find out though. I'm not going to guess, speculate, make up anything. I just know what I was told from his camp, and that's all I know. So that's what I'm listening to. I'm not listening to nobody else on YouTube. I'm listening to the people who I'm listening to his camp who I spoke with. So if Wilder moves his head and stick that jab to Fury's body, throw more combinations than feints, that left jab is laying, and then laying the right hand, it will be over with. It'll be over with the knockout for Wilder. I mean, that's if he hits him one time and it knocks him out. Tyson Fury ate that punch twice in the first fight, got knocked down. He got hit with a right hook, and he got hit with a right hook, pop. Then he came back with a left hook, a right hook and a left hook. He ate it the first time, got up, and then the second fight, he ate it like 3-4 times. He felt his power. You see what I'm saying? So can Wilder land it at a different speed, a different trajectory, right? He's going to have to use footwork to set it up. This is what no one is talking about. Richard says Wilder looks good in training. Okay. All right. He looks good in training. I haven't seen anything. All I saw was him hitting the hand mitts. That doesn't tell me anything. You know what I mean? That doesn't tell me anything. Hitting the hand mitts. He's doing the basics. He's doing stuff that you learn in the amateurs. So Malik Scott is no Breland, and Wilder's plan B. What's going to be plan B? You know what I mean? When is the press conference? The press conference is going to be hilarious. The press conference is going to be off the chain. Why didn't Fury appeal arbitration? Arbitration is only legally binding when both parties agree. Because Fury was in the wrong. That's why he didn't appeal it. He was in the wrong. Wilder would knock out Fury this time. All right. How is he going to knock him out? Richard, don't tell me he's going to knock him out. Tell me how is he going to knock him out? How is he going to set up the right hand? Give me some boxing tactics. Show me something. Like example, I can tell you exactly how Tyson Fury can beat Deontay Wilder. It's simple. When you come out of the corner, you immediately come at him like you did in the first fight and see how he reacts or responds. If you see that he's starting to back up, he's looking wide-eyed, you know, okay, all right, bam. And if you see him like doing this, you know, okay, he's trying to set the right hand up. What I need to do, I'm going to feint him, keep him on the back foot, feint, bam, throw my jab and land it. Okay, bam, I landed it at one time. Okay, I got, you know what I mean? This is what I can really tell you exactly how Tyson can win. You know, Tyson has excellent footwork. So use your feet to put you in position to land that jab to the body or land that jab to the head in order to get him in the position that you want to land your straight right hand. And then if they get too close, we're going to grab, I'm going to put my weight on them, I'm going to clinch, and then I'm going to go to work in the body. That's what I've been working on. Right hook to the body, left hook to the body. You see what I'm saying? Stay close, keep it smothered. Because if you keep them smothered, if you smother the punches, you don't have to worry about that right straight hand because he doesn't have the distance to land it. So I can tell you exactly, hey, this is what Wilder can do. This is what Fury can do. Tell me, Richard, how can Wilder knock him out? Don't just tell me he's gonna knock him out. Tell me how is he gonna do it. You know what I mean? Personally, I think Fury will pull an injury feint just because of the fight to frustrate Wilder's camp even more. All right, tell me how Wilder's going to set the right hand up in order to knock Fury out. Wilder's in elementary school while Fury's in college graduate in comparison. Wilder needs more combinations, but also better timing to avoid Fury's combinations. I see Wilder getting rush anxiety. Jabril Bray, that's a good analysis. That's a good analysis because no one is talking about the footwork. Feints is real good, not only for head movement, but hips. Your hips help you feint real well, and your legs. You see what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. You know, I think for a split decision, Wilder has to drop Fury. Wilder gives up way too many rounds. Well, that's because Wilder gives up a whole too many rounds because he doesn't know how to box. He doesn't know how to box, and that's the problem. AJ versus Usyk is no gimme for AJ, but I think AJ will beat him. Yeah, it's no gimme. Usyk is a damn good fighter, but I don't see AJ losing that fight. I don't see AJ losing that fight. I just don't. He can't afford to lose again. Peter Von Oss, both Wilder and Fury fights have lost money, bro. Let's see what else we got. The people saying Wilder would knock Fury out are the same people who said that in the second fight. Yeah, but they're not telling me how he's going to knock him out. They're not giving me strict like strategies and stuff like, okay, listen, this is how Wilder can knock Fury out. Like, you know, if Wilder sticks his jab constantly to Fury's face and body, keep his distance, Wilder will win. Okay. All right. Okay. So you're saying that Wilder jabs so Wilder has to have an effective jab, you know, sit on his punches, throw his jab with conviction, blind Fury with the jab, and you're saying by him doing that on a consistent basis, that will allow him to knock Fury out. Okay. So basically, Wilder's going to have to become a different fighter, is what I'm saying. You're saying about the left and right, but Wilder can't throw good punches and short distance. He can't throw good punches in short distance. You hit the nail right on the head. Mayank, you're right about that. He cannot. That's not his style. This is why I'm saying. Richard Gasson, Wilder doesn't possess a jab. This is why I'm saying that Wilder's going to have to become a different fighter. So for all of you guys, Wilder fans that are saying that Wilder just need to make minor adjustments, no, he needs to make major adjustments. He needs to make major adjustments because he needs to look at everything that he doesn't do well. The problem is the things that Wilder doesn't do well, Tyson Fury does well at, effortlessly. Tyson Fury does feints very well. Tyson Fury has proper punch placement very well. Tyson Fury has excellent footwork. Tyson Fury understands angles. Tyson Fury has very good head movement. You see what I'm saying? Tyson Fury has pretty good endurance. Tyson Fury can take a punch. Tyson Fury can fight boxing, or he can fight on inside or outside. So Tyson Fury, everything that Fury does well, Wilder doesn't do well. So for guys who are saying that he just need to make minor adjustments, no, I don't know. Let me see Wilder punch resistance is suspect. Fury not a power puncher, but he dropped him. I wonder how he would fare against a real power. Wilder weighs 217, 231. Look how Ruiz looked when he lost weight. Yeah, man. Then Wilder gained too much weight. Like his legs is too skinny. He needs to work on his legs as well. Antonio Giles, he needs to punch while Fury is punching. Right, that's called timing. Terence Crawford is excellent at that. He's excellent at when you throw a punch, he can throw a punch at the same time you throw a punch because his arms is longer and he is a little bit faster. He's going to get there before you get there, and he slips your punch is going to barely like scrape your head. You know what I mean? But the thing is, it goes back to what I'm saying, Antonio. Wilder's going to have to become a different fighter. All of these things that you're talking about, brother, Wilder doesn't do. Wilder doesn't do any of these things, right? Wilder fights the same way. All right, waiting on that right hand. Waiting on it. Yeah, I'm getting out box. I'm going to catch him, though. I'm going to catch him. Yo, Ortiz, he's 75 years old. He's outboxing me. I'm going to catch him, and then he catches him. You see what I'm saying? And he doesn't know how to fight off the back foot. How do we know? Because in the second fight, when Fury rushed him, when the bell rung, Fury rushed him, and he automatically, his eyes got big, and he started backing up. He didn't know what to do. So he's going to have to become a different fighter. Like whatever he's not strong at, he's going to have to work on his weaknesses. And by Wilder working on his weaknesses, this will enable him to do what? To become a different fighter. That's all I'm saying. This ain't no hate. This ain't no shade. This ain't none of that. You know what I mean? Shout out to my brother Toon for the super chat. Watch Wallin destroy Brazil and don't know if Wallin is that good or if Brazil not that good based on what I've seen. I think Wallin will beat Wilder. Wallin is a pretty good boxer. Does he have the name and notoriety? No, he doesn't. Does he have the skill? Absolutely, he has the skills. Now, I don't know if Otto Wallin can take that punch from Wilder, but I don't think and then by Otto Wallin being a southpaw, and he's a good southpaw, he'll give a lot of guys problems. But then Dominique Brazil is very slow as well. He's very slow fighter. Wilder's going to knock Fury out in the first 6 rounds. How is he going to do it? Tyson Fury cheated. Okay. Well, they got a third fight coming up. So we're going to see. Coach, do you think Wilder's durability will be affected because of the punishment that he took in the last fight? I don't know. I'm anxious to see what he does psychologically. Fury gloves was tampered with evidence shows that. Has evidence been presented to the arbitrator? Because I don't hear Wilder talking about the gloves anymore. I don't hear anybody talking about the gloves anymore except his fans. You know what I mean? Like Wilder said he had proof. Wilder said he had a dent in the side of his head. What happened to Wilder's dent? Do you know anything about the dent that's on Wilder's head? Has that been healed yet? Brother, can you please let me know that, please? Math Hoffa TV said that Fury cheated. His gloves was loaded. Deontay has 41 knockouts deep. That's a talent. Nobody else in boxing does that. Fury is going to lose. Okay. Shout out to my brother for the super chat. Tyson Fury cheated. So this is the question that I have for you guys who are convinced that Tyson Fury cheated. I don't kill this dead horse already. I'm not going to kill it anymore. My thing is this here. Tyson Fury has, would you say, Smith and West, Tyson Fury has defensive lapses as well. Not as bad as White, but that's how he gets caught or cut open. But Wilder has a lot to work, has a lot of work to do to sharpen those skills so he can take advantage of it. Yes, Fury does have defensive lapses. He did in the first fight. The second fight, he was sharp as hell mentally. He was sharp as hell. So this is what I want to say. For everybody who said that Tyson Fury cheated in the second fight, I'm not arguing either way. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. There's nothing that me or anyone else is going to say to change that. If Fury wins the third fight, what would you say? If Tyson Fury beats Deontay Wilder in the third fight, what would be the excuse then? So yes, the evidence was presented in the arbitration. Wow. Deontay says, Richard Gosson, you are so right. 2 car engines in each glove. So Richard said that the evidence that Tyson Fury cheated was presented in the arbitration. Sir, do you have any proof of that? Do you have any proof or evidence that Deontay Wilder presented proof that Tyson Fury cheated him in the second fight? That's a serious question. Do you have any evidence of that? We went over the list of things that Wilder said happened in the fight. The costume wore his legs out. Mark Breland poisoned his water bottle. We can't forget about the water bottle too. So did Deontay Wilder present that his water bottle was drugged as well? He also said that Tyson Fury had egg weights in his gloves. And it also said that Tyson Fury took the padding out of his gloves. So did he take the padding out plus coupled with the egg weights on top of Bart Breland drugging him, on top of the costume draining his legs, on top of the referee cheating for Tyson Fury? Was that the evidence that he presented to the arbitrator? And this is why the arbitrator ruled in Tyson Fury's Deontay Wilder's favor? This is what you're saying, fam? I'll play devil's advocate and help y'all Wilder fans out. Wilder throws a left hook to the body with a straight white combination. Yeah, because Deontay Wilder fans ain't telling me how he gonna win. They just saying he gonna win. There's no strategy or anything, whatever, 41 knockouts, and most of them were Uber drivers and pizza delivery guys. So my question is, my question is this. Coach, horsehair gloves can be manipulated and compacted, but there's nothing in the rules against it. That's facts. That's facts. And if Tyson Fury fought with horsehair gloves, that means Deontay Wilder would have had to sign off on it and allow it to happen. Again, guys, Marcos Maidana tried to fight Floyd Mayweather with horsehair gloves. Floyd Mayweather said, "No, I'm not going to allow you to fight me with those gloves. You're going to have to use a different pair of gloves." Marcos Maidana said, "Man, I don't care now about what you say. I'm fighting with those gloves." Floyd Mayweather said, "I'll give you $1 million to change gloves." And Marcos Maidana took $1 million to not use those horsehair gloves. Horsehair gloves is not cheating because both fighters have to agree on it, right? So, yes, Mark Breland sparked my client's water with H2O. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, my question is my question is this: if Deontay Wilder loses to Tyson Fury, what would the excuse be then? That's my only question. If you don't get the outcome that you desire, will it be because Tyson Fury found a new and improved, sophisticated way to cheat? Will it be that the referee helped him cheat it? Will it be that Mauricio Suleiman and the Nevada Athletic Commission helped Tyson Fury cheat it? Will it be that VADA helped Tyson Fury cheat it? Would it be that someone from Deontay Wilder's team was, spiked his water? If Deontay Wilder loses on July 24th, I want to know, will you guys give Tyson Fury credit, or will you say he found out a new and improved way to cheat? If Wilder cannot learn to set up his right hand a little bit more, but throw. Oh, you saying what you trying to say? If Wilder cannot only learn to set up his right hand a little bit more, but throw to the body, he'd be more effective. Can't move the body like you can move the head. He's fast enough to land it frequently. Yeah, he does have speed. He needs to play to his strengths. All I'm saying is he needs to, he can't be the same fighter he was when he fought Dominique Brazil, Ortiz, Romain Stavern. You know, he can't fight that way. Spilka, even though Spilka was beating Deontay Wilder the whole fight, Wilder caught him coming in, that right hand. You know what I mean? Yeah, it would be aliens, that would be that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, guys. If Fury beats Wilder, what would you say then? Because you guys are convinced that Tyson Fury cheated. I get that. Now we're hearing that Deontay Wilder had the coronavirus. Now we're hearing that Wilder. Have you heard, Richard? Have you heard that? Have you heard that one? That's a new one, Richard. Wilder had coronavirus. Have you heard that one, Richard? This is what Fred Barbershop Talk said. He said he interviewed Wilder, and Wilder had coronavirus. That's what he said. Why is no one saying Fury got caught a few weeks ago by his sparring partner cheating? Go take a look at YouTube. Now drop the video and show me. Give me the video link and show me that. You said Fury got caught cheating. Okay, so let me ask you a question, sir. Let me ask you. Let me ask you a question, sir. Now I already asked the question. So Wilder not going to lose to Fury how he lost the last time. He probably lose by points. I just want to know. I just want to know, is there any way that Fury can win this fight? Because now I'm hearing Wilder had COVID. This is new from Fred Barbershop Talk. Wilder had COVID. Tyson Fury had egg weights. Tyson Fury had the cushion removed from his gloves. Tyson Fury paid Mark Breland to spike Deontay Wilder's water. The costume wore his legs out, and the referee was a crab in a bucket referee that was cheating for Tyson Fury, although the referee took points for Tyson Fury. So what I'm trying to say is, so Richard says yes, he heard it. So I guess what I'm trying to say, Richard, is this: which one is it? Like, I'm shout out to my brother Toon. Shout out to my brother Toon. Wilder would have COVID and his toenails weren't clipped that day and forgot to grease his hair. I'm calling it right now. All I'm saying is this here. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like, we're talking about strategies, and we're talking about, okay, how can Deontay Wilder, because I say he has one shot. His only shot is to become a different fighter. To answer the question, what shot does Wilder have? His only shot, if he wants to get, this is the WBC, this is a replica belt that I got from a friend of mine who trains at John David Jackson's gym. If he wants to get his belt back, his WBC belt back, he's going to have to become a different fighter. And what I mean by that, guys, is this: he can't become predictable. He can't fight Tyson Fury the same way he fought everyone else, right? Malik Scott is going to have to make him a different fighter. I don't have any faith in Malik Scott, to be honest with you. I know nothing about the guy at all. I'm just being honest with you. I would say that right hand behind the left hook come quick. Yeah. You know, usually you can't see it in real time, but you should have it on. Yeah. But this is the thing. The thing is this: Fury not going to be there. He's going to fight him in an angle. He's going to give him angles. If you're in a straight line, if you look at all of Deontay Wilder's knockouts, it was always guys who stood right in front of him. Even when they stood right in front of him and they were retreating, and he was able to close that gap and time it perfectly. But when you fight him in angles or put pressure on him and put him on his back foot, you take that away. You take the right hand away from him. You take the right hand away. Listen, watch how Andre Ward dismantled Sergey Kovalev in that second fight. He took that right hand away from him. So, because Sergey Kovalev came, fought the same way. Wilder ain't have COVID. So I don't. Like, I'm confused. Like, Richard said that, what you say, fam? Fury will lose because we now know that Fury won't be able to cheat with loaded gloves. Okay, cool. Bam. That's the answer I'm looking for. Richard. So now that Tyson Fury can't use loaded gloves, right? According to you guys, according to Richard, that's the only way. So you're saying that Wilder didn't lose the fight because his water bottle was drugged? Wilder didn't lose the fight because his costume wore his legs out on Richard? So I get what you're saying. Richard Ganson, this channel ain't for guys like you, bro. You know what I mean? So, what you say? WBC belt worthless, not being devalued by Wilder's ring in Fury's debacle. AJ already undisputed. We say by the amount of ducks. By the amount of ducks. So, Richard, what you say, fam? You say Wilder is now practicing moving, feint, cutting off the ring now in training. The only problem with that, brother, is this here. Everything that he's learning, you learn that in the amateurs. This Deontay Wilder is a ex-champion. And if he's learning how to cut the ring off, he's practicing feinting at 35 years old, and he's been boxing for what, 15 years now, something like that. That's a problem. But it's good that he's learning. Better late than never. But the guy he's fighting already knows how to do those things. Wilder had COVID now. It never ends. Yeah, Peter Barnos, I can't make this up. This is what Fred said. He said Wilder had COVID. So that's a new one. Hearn interview. Aiden Hearn blast Team Fury. Yeah. I saw that. I saw that already. I saw that by Hearn. Those faulty gloves, he won't have those no padding gloves. Bare knuckle made it rolling. Yeah, but what about the egg weights too, though, brother? You said he had egg weights as well. Deontay Wilder said he had egg weights in his gloves, and they fractured his head. So he still have egg weights in there. So I'm trying to figure out which one it was. Was it the egg weights as well as the padding? But what about I'm just asking. Nobody talking about those bare knuckle gloves Fury had on. Yeah, but what about the egg weights too? Coach, don't waste your breath on the cheating crap. It's like me trying to tell my missus I was right about something. Yeah, you're right about that, man. You're right about that. Y'all right about that. We'll move on. We'll move on from that. I replayed the pay-per-view that night, and the glove does look a little wonky, but there's way much more meaning excuses. I'm saying, like, they said it was the egg weights. Wilder said it was the egg weights. His fans saying the padding was missing. So I'm trying to figure out which one it was. He lost the fight because Fury cheated. Fury needs to be tested by Wilder for drug enhancements. He was tested after the fight. Before the fight and after the fight, they found nothing in his system. They also tested Deontay Wilder the night of the fight, the one before the fight and after the fight, the night of the fight as well. He had nothing in his system. Apparently you didn't know that, brother. You didn't know that. Okay, so all right, man. I there's nothing that I can say to convince Deontay Wilder fans that Tyson Fury didn't cheat. So now Richard is saying that WBC testing is not that strict. So now let me ask you a question. So you're saying that Tyson Fury had drugs in his system. So let me get this straight. Tyson Fury had drugs in his system. Tyson Fury had egg weights in his gloves. Tyson Fury had padding taken out of his gloves. Tyson Fury paid Mark Breland to poison the water bottle. Deontay Wilder's costume drained his legs. The referee cheated for Tyson Fury. He was a crab in the bucket referee. Vada allowed Tyson Fury to cheat by having drugs in his system. When they tested Tyson Fury before the fight and after the fight, there was nothing in his system, him or Deontay Wilder's system. But Vada lied and allowed Tyson Fury to cheat with drugs in his system. Vada Nevada Athletic Commission allowed Tyson Fury and JD's allowed Tyson Fury to put egg weights in his gloves and allowed him to take padding out of his gloves so that he can beat Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? This is, like, I'm just, bro, I'm lost right now, bro. I really am, bro. I really am, but I'm lost right now. So I mean, to me, you all over the place, guy. I mean, Richard, you all over the place. It's the gloves, it's the drugs, it's the referee. I'm like, you all over the place. So my question is, if Wilder wins again, if Wilder loses his fight, and Tyson Fury don't have any drugs in his system, and Tyson Fury gloves is not loaded, and Wilder doesn't wear a costume, what would you, would you give Fury credit then? Would you say some drugs can't be tested in your system? People have a way of hiding it. So if that's the case, how do you know Tyson Fury cheated? If you're not able to test, if you're not able to test and see if Tyson Fury has something in his system, how do you know he has something in his system? Wilder had COVID. Yeah, he had COVID. That's the new one now. Richard, I hope Malik Scott, they are watching the hand wrapping so Wilder fans can see. Yeah, but JD's watched the hand wrapping. I'm predicting another Tyson Fury victory over Deontay Wilder because Fury is a far better boxer. Wilder fans are saying Fury cheated in the second fight, only being delusional. Tell them what you say, fan. Why didn't Wilder in the fight say the excuses after the fight? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm convinced, the Wilder fans and the fanboys, there's nothing you're going to tell them. There's nothing you're going to tell them. I don't heard it all, bro. I don't heard it all. Listen, I don't heard it all. Like, when I ask direct questions, they don't answer. When I say, hey, Richard, how did Tyson Fury cheat? You said he took padding out of his gloves. Okay, Deontay Wilder said he had egg weights in his gloves. So which one is lying? Is Deontay Wilder lying about the egg weights, or are you lying about the padding? I'm trying to figure out, like, which one it was. Was it the egg weights? Was it the padding? Padding missing. White passed Vada but failed A sample in UCAD. He passed the B sample and was cleared, but Fury stole White's mandatory. Yeah. So, that's that. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it. That's all. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it. Nobody saw how thin those gloves were around Fury's knuckles. Yes, what I'm trying to say is this here. What I'm trying to say, sir, is this here. Deontay Wilder said nothing about how thin the padding was. Deontay Wilder said that Tyson Fury had egg weights in his gloves. Now, if you don't know what an egg weight looks like, I boxed before for 5 years. An egg weight is about the size of this mouse. It weighs about 3.5 pounds. We use it in shadow boxing. This when I was a teenager, of course. You're using it in shadow boxing. So I'm trying to figure out, was it the egg weights, or was it the padding missing from the gloves, or was it the egg weights plus the padding missing from the gloves? Shout out to Dragon Leg. I mean, Usyk asking for more money. Ridiculous. Yeah, Usyk want more money. Usyk want more money. You know what I mean? So Usyk want more money. That's what he wants, So other than that, man, that's it. Listen, bro. If you'd have been on this channel, I know you guys are new to the channel. Richard and what the brother name is? Richard and Hebrew and Richard. I know you guys are new to this channel. My channel is not a pro LDBC channel. So to be honest with you, it's not a pro LDBC channel. I'm not an Alphabet Boy channel. I debunk narratives on this channel. I don't know if this will be the right channel for you guys to support what you want to believe. I do respect where you guys are coming from. I do understand it. I've been hearing it for 15 months now about why Wilder lost. All I'm asking is if Tyson Fury wins this fight, will he get credit from you guys or not? And if not, you know, when Tyson Fury won, was it metal objects? Was it padding? Was it the referee? Was it the costume? Was it the water bottle? That's all I'm saying. Like, you know, that's all I'm saying, brother. So you said if he had egg weights in his gloves, you wouldn't have seen his knuckles, and he would have broke his hands in his career. Exactly. I'm glad you figured that out. I'm glad you figured that part out. So we can debunk the egg weights. Has anybody tried punching somebody with egg weights? No, they haven't. They haven't tried. You can't even listen, Smith and West, you can't even get your hand inside of a glove with egg weights in your hand, with an egg weight in your hand. You can't even close your hand with an egg weight. You can't. You know, so if he loses by knockout, I'm correct. All right, well, Deontay, what you say? My client wants to be the first man to carry a baby too, full term, and the autopsy his way out. And does Deontay Wilder still have the dent on the side of his head that the doctor told him that he had? Does Wilder still have the dent on the side of his head? Coach, we different. Coach, we different Richards. So, okay, different. Oh, sorry about that. There's two Richards in here. Hebrew would say, let me put on those gloves Tyson Fury had, and I'm gonna bring them in the ring with me. Richard Gasson. Okay. Let me give you the link, fam. Richard, let me give you the link so you can come on in and plead your case. I just want to know. I'm gonna drop the link down here, Richard. You and my brother Hebrew, y'all can jump on in here, man, and you know, y'all can jump on in here, man, and you know. All I'm saying is this here. Wilder has a dent on the side of his head from the metal object that Tyson Fury punched him with in the second fight. The autopsy confirmed it based on what Marcellus or Wilder said. Right, so there's no way that Tyson Fury should be able to win this fight because everybody's going to be paying special attention to Tyson Fury's gloves. Right? That's the only way he won. But we have heard that the referee helped him win. We also heard that Mark Breland helped him win by spiking his water. We also heard that the costume wore his legs out based on what Deontay Wilder said. And now, listen, guys, we went through this Friday. Well, when we had the live Friday, I played all the receipts on this phone from JD's to everybody. So I'm not going to keep going through this, to be honest with you. I'm going to just move. We're going to move on from the gloves, man. Let's move on from the gloves. I just move on from the gloves. The trouble is when the fans have emotional attachment to fighters, those fans always have an excuse. When you have an emotional attachment to a fighter, that's the definition of a fanboy. This is what a fanboy is. This is what a fanboy is, guys. This is what a fanboy is. This is the definition of a fanboy. So a fanboy is an extreme fan or follower of a particular person, medium, or concept, whether it be sports, television, film directors, video games, etc., etc. Known for a complete lack of objectivity in relation to their preferred focus, i.e. Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua or whoever your favorite fighter may be. Usually argue with circular logic that they refuse to acknowledge. Arguments or debates with such people like fanboys are usually futile. Every flaw is spun into semi-virtues and everything else blown to a comedic complementary proportions. Known for using the phrase object of affection. You see what I'm saying? However, while people only really say that as a hypocrite, fanboys usually believe it. You know what I mean? So that's what a fanboy is. So if you are one of those guys who are very fit that definition. That's just what a fanboy is. Shout out to Major Key Boxing. Salute to Major Key Boxing. Major Key, go ahead and talk, fam. Shout out to my main man Toon for the super chat. What you say, Toon? I hate when a certain person say it's a beside Fury versus Wilder like it's not an L. And I watched the post-fight breakdown, and it was a punch behind the head in the first. Then it went left. Yeah. Shout out to my brother Toon, man. Let's hit the Ali Bell. Hey, Rap Star. Major Key Boxing. I had brought you up on here, fam. Salute to Major Key Boxing. Ring the Ali Bell from Major Key Boxing. Major Key, go ahead and talk, brother. Major Key, can you hear me? Paul CS, what's up, fam? We got Major Key in the building, but for some reason he's not saying anything. Paul CS, what's going on, fam? Deontay most definitely Wilder. Good evening, Paul CS, what's going on, fam? Deontay most definitely Wilder. Let's see. Bleeds King, what's going on? But a lot of Deontay Wilder behind the head, to be fair. But he said, but the knockout, but a lot of Deontay knockouts were behind the head. Deontay does punch behind the head as well. He does that as well. I can just show the receipts, Major Key. All right, this is the third time. This might not be Major Key. It might be somebody else. So I'm not going to allow that person to come in again. Let me see what's going on. It's in the private chat. Major Key say he can hear me. Okay, this is Major Key. All right, well, Major Key, if you can hear me, if you want to speak, you can go ahead and say something. If you want to say something, fam. Okay, it's you. All right, Major Key, do you want to talk? Let me go back. I asked the Wilder fan. Y'all seem quiet now. Yeah, I had to send somebody. I had to send a message. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, that's all I want to know. So July 24th, as a matter of fact, July 24th, the title of the fight should be the No Excuses. No Excuses fight. This is going to be the fight to end all fights. This is the third fight between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. This is the No Excuses trilogy match. The first time, it was a draw. We know that. The second time, Tyson Fury got his 7th round TKO stoppage. Deontay Wilder corner threw the towel in. Wilder got knocked down twice in the fight. He got destroyed, right? The third fight, but the second fight was covered with all kind of rumors and allegations and unproven allegations and stuff like that. You got some people in the chat that's saying that Richard, one of the Richards, said that Deontay Wilder presented his proof and evidence to the arbitrator. No one has said that. Bob Arum hasn't said that. No one from Deontay Wilder's team has said that. But Richard said that. So maybe Richard is a part of Deontay Wilder's team. And, so I don't know. Major Key said that I was able to hear you, but you couldn't hear me all 3 times. Yeah, I couldn't hear you, bro. I couldn't hear you at all, Major Key. And I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why you couldn't hear me. I don't know why I couldn't hear you. So, yeah, I don't know why I couldn't hear you, fam. I couldn't though. I couldn't hear you at all. I don't think nobody heard you. Paul CS, what you say, fam? Fury should do a Tarver on that body, on that boy. And if Fury loses, we can laugh at his orgy looking ass. Okay. All right. Okay. 85, what you say? No excuses from both counts. Fury a effing con artist and Wilder just sucks. Not one stand-up man. One guy must go. Yeah. That's pretty much my assessment of it as well. Exposing frauds. Coach, Fury is accused of helping a arms dealer bring guns to America by the LDBC fanboys. Man, and you know the crazy part about that? That has nothing to do with boxing. That has nothing to do with boxing, right? Did Wilder get rid of Finkel also? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he got rid of Finkel. I don't know if he got rid of Finkel. To be honest with you, I mean he should. He should get rid of Finkel. This is the guy that told you, him and Al Heyman, the guy that told you to turn down the 3-fight, $120 million deal to fight on the zone for 3 fights. They should have got rid of him. Finkel should have been the first guy you got rid of 3 years ago. Man, you fired. You telling me to turn down $120 million? Man, you out of here. Wilder team at second fight told this was the best Wilder camp. So yeah, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? After Fury whoops him again. Listen, this fight, it should be called the no excuses fight. The no excuses fight. Now we're hearing that Deontay Wilder had COVID. So we don't heard COVID from Fred Barbershop Talks. We heard we heard Fury, we heard COVID, we heard Mark Breland spike Deontay Wilder's water. Why would he do that? I have no idea. This guy made you a champion. Why would it benefit him to help the other teams have his fighter lose? I have no idea. We heard that the costume wore his legs out. Deontay Wilder said this to Kevin Ollie. We heard that Tyson Fury had egg weights in his gloves. We heard that Tyson Fury took the padding out of his gloves. We heard that the referee cheated for Tyson Fury, right? And so now we're saying that VADA potentially could have helped Tyson Fury, cheat by allowing drugs in the system. Shout out to Tabs. What's going on, fam? Tabs. All right, I can hear you in the background. So apparently, I don't know who you are. All right, so apparently, guys, I don't know what it is. For some reason, who's ever is coming on this chat, I heard them in the background a little noise, but no one is saying anything when they come on. So apparently the link is not working, guys. Oh, okay. This is the kid. What's going on, Tabs? What's going on? Can you hear me? Oh, this is a little kid. Okay. What is he doing? All right, so anyways, this fight should be called the No Excuses Tour, the No Excuses Trilogy match. Because no man should be able to make it. Tyson Fury, if he lose, he can't make any excuses by saying he's been inactive, because the guy who he is fighting in Deontay Wilder has become inactive as well. He's inactive as well, right? So we don't want to have that. So Tyson Fury will not be able to make any excuses after this fight. But on the flip side, if Deontay Wilder loses, let's say we check the gloves. This is what I want for this fight. This is what I want for this fight, guys. I'm gonna tell you, because Wilder has one chance of beating Tyson Fury, and that chance is this: he's going to have to become a different fighter. He's going to have to change his style. This is the chance, and this is what I mean by that. He's going to have to understand footwork, how to use his feet to put himself in position not to get hit and to hit. What I mean by that is this: use your feet to put you in a position to get your shots off. That's number one. Number two, work on slipping punches in sparring, right? Work on hand-eye coordination. Work on fighting off of the back foot. Work on setting traps. Work on going to the body. Work on once you get on the inside, how to throw those body shots and set other shots up, like liver shot, uppercut, overhand right. You see what I'm saying? Choking smother tactics like Bernard Hopkins, Andre Ward, Evander Holyfield, what's my guy name? what's my guy name from Philly? James Lights Out Tony. This is it. This is how Wilder can win this fight. Develop a strong jab. Don't be so predictable when you're throwing the right hand. If I'm on the side watching the fight, watching it on the zone or whatever the case may be, and I'm saying, oh, here come Wilder, he loading up on the right hand, you're not going to be able to beat a world-class fighter like a Tyson Fury like that by loading up on the right hand. He's going to have to become a different fighter. And I broke down how he can become a different fighter. So I'm not just saying, oh, man, you know what? Wilder going to knock Fury out and not giving you an explanation on how he can do it. See, don't just tell me Wilder is going to knock Fury out, but then don't tell me how he's going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, break it down. Like, we want to educate me. Break it down for me. He's going to have to become a different fighter. That's all I'm saying. He was out jabbing him in the first fight, and in the second fight until the punch behind the head, ear, if that doubles. Well, if he hit him in the ear, that wasn't behind the head punch. That was a legal punch. An ear shot is not an illegal shot. An ear shot is a legal punch. You get hit in the ear, that's fair game. Right, that right hook did that to him. When Tyson Fury threw the right hook, that's what did it. They told us Ali is the most powerful man in boxing. They told me Al is the most powerful man in boxing in the USA, and Fury came all the way from the UK to do all of that to Wilder. Man. We don't went through this 1,000 times. Hey, listen, you see Kingsley. If you new to my channel, you'll see, man. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button and hit the like button and also share the video. Listen, now, no one has answered that question yet. No one has answered that question yet. DJ Khaled should be the theme. They should name it and another one because it's coming. And Gerald Miller coming back. Your thoughts? Gerald Miller is a drug cheat. What is he coming back for? We don't need drug cheats like that in boxing. What is he coming back for? Gerald Miller, I'm just being honest with you. Like Toon, what is he coming back for? Shout out to my brother Toon, man, for the super chat. Hey, Toon, what I don't understand, like, why should Gerald Miller come back? This man don't got popped dirty twice. He had an opportunity. He had an opportunity to fight Anthony Joshua in the first fight, but he got popped dirty. You know what I mean? So he you know what I mean? But anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about, guys. It's basically Tyson Fury. Wilder has a shot at beating Tyson Fury, but he's going to have to change his style. I don't know if Malik Scott is the guy that's going to be able to do that. I feel like that once things are not going on Deontay Wilder's way in the fight, he's going to revert back to what he knows how to do. I honestly feel that way. I don't believe that a new dog, you can teach an old dog new tricks this late in his career. Yeah, Big Baby Miller threw the bag away. Yes, he did. He did throw the bag away. That man, the sound effects aren't working. Yeah, okay, yeah, I know. I hear the sound effects aren't working. I don't know what's going on, man, with this thing. I'm gonna figure out why my sound effects not working. What I'm gonna do every time we get a super chat, we just gonna hit the Ali bell. From here on out, super chat gonna be Ali bell. Since my button is not working. I don't know why my stuff is not working on it. We'll figure it out though. We'll figure it out. And then also Wilder needs to work on his legs. He needs to do leg day. You criticize a lot, bro. You need to get in the ring with H Money. So I criticize a lot. I'm very objective. Off topic. I'm a very objective person. Off topic, but BJS was driving after supposedly eye surgery. I don't know. I have no idea. Let's see. Yeah, but that's his one shot. If he know how to become a different fighter. He can set that right hand up a lot better. He can get Fury out of there. But there's no guarantee if Wilder land that right hand, that would be the shot that knocked Fury out. Remember, Fury got up. Fury ate that punch 4 times in the last fight. I think he got hit 3 or 4 times with the right hand in the last fight. He ate it. You see what I'm saying? So just because you land the right hand, that's not a guarantee that he's going to win. You know what I mean? He landed it with a sleeve. What you say? Big Belly Miller on the comeback. Can't wait. Yeah, I don't want to see that dude, man. That dude is drug cheap. Big Baby Miller, another clown for life. Also, he popped. Yeah, he popped dirty more than twice. What I hear, he messed his shot. Yeah. We don't need Miller. Miller's a drug cheat. We don't need that guy. We don't need that guy at all. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not a fan of Gerald Big Baby Miller. I like Jared Anderson. I like Jared Anderson. That's who I like. But Jarrell Miller, I don't like that dude at all. He'll drug cheat. Can't trust that dude. You know, I ain't paying for it, coach. I'm gonna watch it elsewhere. Gerald Miller, we can't. Yeah, that dude is drug cheat. What you say? Once Fury buzzes Wilder again, I can see reality setting in. And this is another thing. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you guys a question. Because we went this whole live and I didn't even ask you guys this. Wilder can win. He needs to learn some more defense. Yeah. I got another question. I got another question, guys. I want to ask you. What kind of psychological effects do you think that the Tyson Fury second fight might have had or will have on Deontay Wilder in the third fight? You see what I'm saying? That's what I want to ask you guys. What kind of psychological effect do you think this ass whooping that Wilder wore in the second fight is going to play on him in the third fight? You see what I'm saying? Like what kind of psychological effects that you think he's going to play on him? That's what I want to know. What kind of psychological effects you think is going to? Can't see Wilder beating Fury. Fury too good for him. I mean that just I'm gonna be honest with you. As you say, keep that same energy. Yeah, Free Smoke. I know you I know you want some attention. I don't know what your point why you're over here, but it is what it is. You can chill, you can hang out. I ain't tripping either way. I'm asking the question though. You're teaching the old dog new tricks. What kind of psychological effects? What did you say, Conor McGregor? No psychological effects because Fury gloves was loaded. Okay, cool. So Fury gloves was loaded. So this time, Conor McGregor. Let me ask you a question. So what are we going to do in the third fight to make sure Tyson Fury's gloves are not loaded? I don't believe the man gloves are loaded. To be honest with you. You guys are new to this channel, and I'm not going to keep playing video, audio footage and stuff. I'm not going to keep playing it. You know what I mean? So you guys are new to this channel. So no psychological effects from the ass whooping he won the second fight because Deontay Wilder feels like the only reason he lost because Tyson Fury cheated. Bam. Okay, cool. So my question is this. If Wilder feels like Tyson Fury cheated, that's the only reason why he lost, he's going to lose again. I'm going to tell you why he's going to lose again. Because he doesn't see anything wrong with he doesn't see anything wrong with his skills. He doesn't believe that he lost the fight because he lacked the skills that it took in order to beat Tyson Fury. He feels like that he was cheated. So if you feel like he was cheated, there's no reason to make any adjustments. Don't work on no head movement. You don't need to do that. Don't work on slipping punches. You don't need to do that. Don't work on feints. You don't need to do that. Don't work on fighting on the back foot. You don't need to do any of that. You know why? Because you don't need to learn any of those things because the only reason Tyson Fury won was because he cheated. If I'm not saying Tyson Fury cheated. I'm saying Tyson Fury didn't cheat. But to entertain this for the 150th time, and I ain't got no problem with it. That's what y'all want to do. Under mind games and silly games, if Wilder truly believes his own excuses, he will be worried about the other excuses. Right, exactly. Coach, Wilder needs to be aggressive and let his hands go. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Let's talk about fighting. Let's talk about boxing. You see what I'm saying? Wilder needs to come right at Tyson Fury. He needs to come right at him. That's his only shot. He needs to come right at him and become a different fighter. What I mean by that, I broke it down already. I'll break it down one more time. He needs to work on footwork. He needs to work on how to fight off the back foot. He needs to work on not being predictable in how to set his right hand up. He needs to work on feints. He needs to work on head movement, how to slip punches, how to fight on the inside. I'm not hearing this stuff from Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder supporters. They're not telling me this. So you know more than a doctor who said it was impossible for a knuckle to make a dent on the side of his head. Whoo, boy, hush. Conor McGregor, you are on the wrong channel, sir. Please go back to the Alphabet Boy channel. This ain't the channel for you, brother. This ain't the channel for you. This is not the channel for you. You need to go somewhere else. You would have thought it would have been, it would knock someone's sense into Wilder's head, but it seems to be pretending that nothing happened. He was never hurt and only lost because of cheating. And this is another thing, Conor McGregor. What happened to the dent on Deontay Wilder's head? Where's the dent? Did he put a cast on his head? Did his skull heal from the fracture? What happened to the dent on the side of his head? Also, his corner through the towel in. He didn't get KO'd. No, he got TKO'd. It was a TKO. It was a TKO. So does Deontay Wilder still have the dent on the side of his head? I actually picked Big Baby to whoop AJ. It was going to the fight. Then he popped dirty. Didn't want to try. Yeah. Big Baby ain't nobody, man. Big Baby ain't nobody. Trust me. Fury was playing with the Wilder's head the other night on TV doing Taylor Ramirez bout. Yeah. Does anyone know that does Deontay Wilder still have the dent on the side of his head from what the autopsy revealed? The autopsy revealed that Deontay Wilder had a dent on the side of his head, thus proving that Tyson Fury had egg weights, a metal object in his glove, on top of the costume wearing his legs out, on top of the referee being the crab in the bucket referee, on top of his trainer not only throwing the towel in, but the trainer spiking his water, right? On top of VADA allowing Fury to have illegal substance in his system, which helped him defeat Wilder, right? On top of all of that. On top of now, the new thing is Wilder had COVID. I mean, this is the gift that just keeps on giving. This is the gift that keeps on giving. Hey, coach, imagine if Tyson, after Douglas' embarrassment, took 15 off, not fighting until 17 months later, and all the excuses. Tyson would have been a clown forever. Exactly. Karma Serene. Shout out to my sister Karma Serene. Let's ring the Ali bell for Karma. He didn't have a dent. He had swelling around his cheekbone. But Karma, we know that, sis, but that's not what they're saying. I want to know what happened to the dent. What happened to the dent that the autopsy revealed? The only problem with the autopsy is a surgical procedure that doctors use in the morgue to determine the cause of death. So the autopsy that was performed on Deontay Wilder, explain that to me. I'm trying to figure that part out too. He didn't have a dent. He had swelling around his cheekbone. Yes, Karma. Do anybody know what happened? Happened to the dent? Any Tyson, any Deontay Wilder fans? Any Deontay Wilder fans? What happened to the dent on the side of his head? Is the dent still there? If he has a dent in his skull, that means he has a fractured skull. Let me explain this to you guys. These are bones. This is my skull. If my skull has been pushed in, if my skull has a dent in it, meaning the original form of my skull was fine. After my skull got punched, it cracked a little bit and it went inside, meaning altering the natural form of my skull by putting a dent in it. That means that my skull has been fractured. Does Deontay Wilder, is his skull still fractured? He had COVID. Great, that accounts for 14 days, maybe 2-3 months if it's really bad. What about the rest of the year? He's been on. No. They said he had COVID before the fight. Strangeness. They said he had COVID before the fight. Egg Wake Forum, what you say? Autopsy showed he dented Deontay's head, stuck his finger inside his ear to dig out the flesh. Karma Serene, how did he know he had COVID if they didn't even start really testing until late March, early April? This is what Fred said on Barbershop Talks on Karma Serene. I have no idea. These Deontay Wilder fanboys, man, I don't know what to say, man. Like, I don't heard it all now. I don't know. These guys be saying stuff that Deontay Wilder don't even say. They just make stuff up for Wilder that Wilder is not even saying. Autopsy, the funniest thing I've ever heard. I don't know, so I'm just, hey man, I'm just giving them the benefit of the doubt. What's going on? What's going on, kid? This thing, Tabaz, what's going on, brother? What you got to say? You want to talk? You want to talk boxing? Tabs, I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's trying to, well, he's still muted, so I don't know what's going on, but anyways, I just want to know. I just want to know. Exposing fraud, it magically disappeared. So anybody who represents Wilder, anybody that represents Wilder, Tabs, hold on, guys. Anybody that represents Wilder, does he still have the dent on the side of his skull? That's what I want to know. I'm sending a text right now. All right, so anybody who represents Wilder, does he still have the dent? Does he still have a fractured skull? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Anybody who represents Wilder, does he still have a fractured skull? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Now we know he had COVID. The COVID is new. Karma Serene, I am not making this up, sis. What you say, Tabs, take your behind the school. Yeah, he gotta take his behind the school. I'm just sitting him a text. He said add him to the broadcast. No, you're not saying anything. You're not saying anything, Tabs. We're talking boxing. We're talking boxing. So anyways, Tabs just sent me a message, private chat, asking me to add him to the broadcast. The kid, we say the kid's shy. Yeah, he's shy. He's waving now. Taz, what's up, man? Go ahead and talk. Go ahead. Can you talk? What you want to talk about? All right, Taz, man, you got to go to school, man. Look like you're playing on this channel. All right, so, anyways, does he still have the dent on the side of his head? Why am I asking this? Because if the dent is still there, I'm worried that if Deontay Wilder was to fight Tyson Fury again July 24th, and he has a fractured skull, isn't the people who care about Deontay Wilder, aren't they worried that Tyson Fury may fracture his skull again, or if his skull is not fully healed or healed yet, like, how do you unfracture a skull? Do you put a cast on your head? I know people who've had broken legs before. I never had a broken bone before. I know people like my daughter. She had a broken finger. They had to put a splint on her finger until her finger healed. So if Deontay Wilder had a fractured skull, you know, what did they put a head cast on his head to heal the skull? Like, what did they do? What did they do? You see what I'm saying? I'm asking the question. No, they use a plunger to remove it. Ali said, "Can the real Wilder fans please stand up?" And this is the problem that I have, like, with a lot of these Wilder fans. When you go to asking logical questions, when you go to asking like serious questions, they don't answer the question. They deflect. They say, "Oh man, he cheated. He got away with this. The arbitrator said that." I mean, they don't like, you ask them direct questions about, does he still have the dent on his head? Now he had COVID. They don't even tell you how Tyson Fury cheated. You know, they just say he pulled it off somehow. You see what I'm saying? Now they saying Tyson Fury had drugs in his system. Votto did the testing. They missed it. They wasn't able to catch it. So Tyson Fury was so slick. Listen, Tyson Fury is so powerful. He was able to leave the UK, come to the United States of America, pay off Votto to allow him to put drugs in his system, pay the Nevada Athletic Commission to allow him to put metal objects in his gloves, pay off Mauricio Suleiman to allow him to cheat Deontay Wilder, who is an American heavyweight champion, pay off JD's to allow him to put metal in his gloves and take padding out of his gloves to cheat Deontay Wilder, to cheat his fighter. Pay Mark Brilinoff to poison Deontay Wilder's water, even though Wilder found nothing in his system. For you to believe this, something is wrong with you guys. Like, man, I don't get it, dog. Like, I swear I don't get it. Like, something is really wrong with you guys. Is Tyson Fury's skull, is Deontay Wilder's skull still fractured? That's what I want to know. Paul CX said if his head truly fractured from a punch, it would indicate excessive PED use. Free smoke. Bunch of weirdos in your chat, bro. Free smoke. Is Deontay Wilder's skull still fractured, sir? Anybody, please. Anybody that's representing Deontay Wilder. Please explain this to me, because I'm asking the question. Why am I asking? Because if Deontay Wilder still has a fractured skull, aren't you afraid that he would get back in the ring and his skull would be refractured again, and he could possibly get severely injured in the ring? That's what I want to know. The autopsy revealed, not X-ray, the autopsy revealed, which, you know, you do an autopsy is a scientific procedure that medical doctors use to determine the cause of death. I don't know how a person that's alive can receive an autopsy, but I'm just a 47-year-old guy from Miami, Florida. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Wilder fans know something I don't know. But, you know, a 47-year-old guy, I don't know know too much. So explain to me, you know, they do autopsies on people who are alive to determine he has a fractured skull, right? A badly fractured skull can need plating. But in general, I think they're left to heal without help. Okay, so Rich Rag says that a badly fractured skull can need plating. Now, in order to get a plate in your skull, you would have to have what? Surgery. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? Rich Rag says a badly fractured skull can need plating. So let's stop right there. In order for you to get plating in your skull, you would have to have surgery. Meaning they would have to cut your head open. You would need surgery to get plating, right? And then he says, but generally, they're left to heal without help. Sir, how can a fractured bone from your skull be healed without help? Sir, my daughter broke her finger. And in order for her finger to heal correctly, they had to put a splint on it. I know friends who have broken arms, broken legs. When you break a bone, they put a cast on your leg. They put a cast on your arm to make sure it doesn't move, so that it can heal properly. You're telling me that Wilder has a fractured skull, and now his skull is just healed on his own, is back better again. Okay. All right. He got cleared to fight 6 weeks after the fight. If he had a fractured skull, he wouldn't have been cleared. Really don't know how this LDBC ran with this stuff. Bro, I don't know, man. Wilder is one of them guys that react bad to getting hit. I had a friend like that. If you pluck them, you look at them. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out like Wilder had a fractured skull, sir. Is it healed? So the tablet died, but no, I'm not that fool's twin. No fanboy, except for fam. Yeah, I don't. A skull fracture and orbital fracture both include broken bones within the head. However, there are different terms. All I'm trying to figure out is this: is Wilder's skull still fractured? Can we get an autopsy to determine if Wilder can be cleared to fight Tyson Fury again because he had a fractured skull? Carlos Mendoza. Let's hit the Ali bell for the super chat for Carlos Mendoza. Shout out to my brother Carlos for the super chat. Coach, I remember a few LDBC using a stopwatch for the 12th round knockdown. It's a 10 count, not a 10-second count. Yeah. Man, listen, man. Listen. Hey, Carlos, you hit the nail right on the head, fam. You hit the nail right on the head. Shout out to Carlos. You know, I'm just trying to figure out does Wilder, because my thing is this: if Wilder has a fractured skull, why would his wife, his children, people who care about him like Malik Scott, why would you want Wilder to go back into the ring with a fractured skull? So, no, Peter Von Ox, no, I don't mean X-ray. I mean autopsy. Now, I do know that an autopsy is a medical procedure that doctors use in the morgue in order to determine the cause of death. I do understand that. I know it doesn't make any sense. It didn't make sense to me, Peter Von Ox, when the Wilder fans said it, when Marcellus Wilder, which is Deontay's Wilder brother, said it. Didn't make any sense to me. But hey, who am I? So does the autopsy now show that Deontay Wilder's skull has fully been healed? That's what I want to know. Wilder have to go back out there and get his soul back. I think, man, that fight had a psychological effect on him. And Wilder had a fractured skull, he would never be cleared to fight. I don't believe it. Hey, man, who am I? Body shot Wilder, got hit, he fell. Yeah. If Wilder goes in without changing his game plan in the trilogy, his career was going to need an autopsy. I totally agree. I totally agree with you, Alan Skill. I totally agree. You would need surgery just to remove the bone fragments. Exactly. Bruce, you hit the nail right on the head. If you have a fracture, you will need surgery to not only remove the bone fragments, but you got to have surgery to put the metal plate in your head. Now we're dealing with RoboCop, part human, part robot. That's all I'm saying, fam. I just want to know for any of the any of the Deontay Wilder fans, I'm just using logic here. Has Deontay Wilder had another autopsy? What does the autopsy reveal now? Does he still have a fractured skull? Takes a while for the fracture to heal. Okay, it's been 15 months. It's been 15 months, right? It's been 15 months. So 15 months, Wilder had a fractured skull 15 months ago from a fight that he had with Tyson Fury. So now, 15 months later, has the fracture healed in Deontay Wilder's skull? That's all I want to know. Has the fracture healed? So this is what we're going to have to do. For all of you Tyson Fury fans, I want to explain something to you right now. This is what we're going to check for July 24th, 2021 in Las Vegas, Nevada of this year in the trilogy match. We're going to make sure that Tyson Fury does not pay anybody from Deontay Wilder's team to spike the water bottle. That's the first thing we're going to do. You hear me? The first thing we're going to do, what you say, the long count is a myth. The ref has to tell the boxer. Yeah. You hear me? That's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to make sure that, we're going to make sure that Deontay Wilder, that Tyson Fury, does not sneak any money to anybody under the table in Deontay Wilder's camp to spike his water. That's number one. Spike water. Number two, even though we had a black referee who was black just like Deontay Wilder, this black referee cheated for Tyson Fury, even though Jack Reese is the white referee. I forgot the brother, Kenny Bayless. Even though Kenny Bayless took a point from Tyson Fury, meaning helping Deontay Wilder by taking points from Tyson Fury, even though he did that. But we're going to ignore that. So we're going to make sure that we're going to make sure that we have a better referee. Right? This is the key to victory for Deontay Wilder. This is the key to victory for Deontay Wilder. We're going to make sure his water bottle's not spiked. We're going to make sure that we have a better referee who is not a crab in the bucket referee, right? We're going to make sure that Deontay Wilder does not wear does not wear his Power Ranger outfit on. No more costumes for Deontay Wilder, right? So we're going to make sure that Deontay Wilder, no costumes. That's number three. Even though that wasn't Tyson Fury's fault, but hey, we're going to blame Tyson Fury anyways, right? We're going to blame Tyson Fury. Also, we're going to make sure that Tyson Fury gloves is checked. We're going to make sure that the FBI, the CIA, Department of Homeland Security, we're going to make sure that we have everybody, the National Guard, the Armed Forces, the Navy, Air Force, Marines. We're going to make sure that everybody is on deck to watch Tyson Fury get his hands wrapped. Even though Deontay Wilder did have JDs in the locker room with Tyson Fury, watched his hands get wrapped, watched him put the gloves on, signed off on everything, meaning that everything was fine, meaning that there was nothing wrong with the gloves, meaning there was nothing wrong with the hand wraps. Even though that did happen, somehow Tyson Fury was able to manipulate and cheat. So we're going to make sure that doesn't happen again. So we're going to make sure that we check the gloves at least 10 to 15 times before Tyson Fury walks in the ring. So we're going to check the gloves 10 to 15 times before Tyson Fury walks in the ring. And we're going to check the gloves 10 or 15 times after Tyson Fury walks out of the ring when the fight is over. Now, we're also going to make sure that Tyson Fury does not put egg weights in his gloves. No egg weights, so we got to check the gloves. As Deontay Wilder said. And we're going to make sure that Tyson Fury does not take padding out of the glove. No padding. Right? And so let's see. We're going to make sure that Deontay Wilder, there's nobody on Deontay Wilder's team that's going to throw the towel in. Towel gate. No throw towel. And now, since we found out from Fred Barbershop Talk that Deontay Wilder had COVID. So he had COVID the night of the fight. So we're going to make sure that Deontay Wilder takes his vaccine or get tested to make sure he doesn't have COVID. So he got to take the COVID test. Right. So this is it. This is it. So the key to victory for Deontay Wilder. The key to victory for Deontay Wilder. We're going to make sure that his water bottle is not spiked. We're going to make sure that we have a better referee that's not a crab in the bucket referee that wants to hold the black man down. We're going to make sure that Deontay Wilder does not wear any costumes because we don't need nothing draining his skinny legs. We're going to make sure that we check the gloves before the fight and after the fight. We're going to make sure that we check the hand wraps before the fight and after the fight. We're going to make sure that there are no egg weights put inside of the gloves. This is the key to victory for Deontay Wilder. We're going to make sure that there is no padding taken out of the gloves. This is the key to victory for Deontay Wilder. We're going to make sure that no one from Deontay Wilder's team throw the towel in. So that's the key to victory for Deontay Wilder. And we're going to make sure that Deontay Wilder takes the COVID test or get vaccinated so he doesn't fight Fury with COVID like he did last time. If Deontay Wilder can do these 8 things, this is the key to victory to beating Tyson Fury. He don't need to work on head movement. He doesn't need to work on fighting off the back foot. He doesn't need to work on slipping punches. He doesn't need to work on listening to his trainers, his corner. He doesn't need to work on going to the body. He doesn't need to work on feints. He doesn't need to work on being fluid with the hips. He doesn't need to work on hand-eye coordination. He doesn't need to work on how to fight in angles. He doesn't need to work on any of those things. All he needs to do is make sure the water bottle's not spiked, better referee, don't wear no costumes. We're going to check the hand wraps before and after the fight. We're going to check the gloves before and after the fight. We're going to make sure that there's no egg weights in the gloves. We're going to make sure that there's no padding missing from the gloves. We're going to make sure that Wilder's corner does not throw the towel in. And we're going to make sure that Wilder gets tested for COVID because he had COVID last time. If we can do those things, this will be the keys to victory for Deontay Wilder. What do you guys think? Did I cover everything? Did I cover everything? Did I cover everything? That's what I want to know. Did I cover everything for all the Deontay Wilder fans? Oh, and we're going to make sure that Deontay Wilder gets a new autopsy, not X-ray, no X-ray, autopsy. Again, for all of those who do not know what an autopsy is, an autopsy is a surgical procedure that doctors use in the morgue. Morgue meaning when you die, that's what people go at, to the morgue. In the morgue, a surgical procedure that doctors use to determine the cause of death. This is what an autopsy is. How Deontay Wilder was able to receive an autopsy, according to Marcellus Wilder, I have no idea, and he's still alive. So, this is what I want to know, guys. This is the key to victory for Deontay Wilder. The 8 things I just mentioned. Well, I mentioned 10 things. This is the link for the live. Terminator versus me. Who is this guy? I'm pretty sure that now he changed trainer, working more and more. I got Wilder by KO, but a brutal one. Okay. All right. I got Terminator coming on the screen. Shout out to Terminator versus me. What's going on, fam? Talk to me. Something wrong with my live today. You're still on mute. Go ahead. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So basically, like, don't you think Wilder is gonna destroy Fury now since this is his last shot and he has new trainers.
Do I think Wilder's going to destroy Fury? It depends. Wilder has to come in to be a different fighter than he's normally has become. You know, Wilder's going to have to know how to fight off the back foot. Wilder's going to have to know how to use feints. Wilder's going to have to work behind the jab. Wilder's going to know how to slip punches. Wilder is going to want to know how to fight in angles. Give Tyson Fury a different look. He's going to want to know how to fight on the inside, because this is going to be an inside fight as well. He's going to have to know how to listen to his corner, right? And we're going to have to see after the autopsy, after his skull, his fractured skull, because we know he had a fractured skull. So, you know, we're going to have to make sure that that fractured skull that he received fighting Tyson Fury 15 months ago, hopefully this doesn't have a physical or psychological effect on him, and that he would be able to rebound and beat Tyson Fury. But also, Terminator versus me, we're going to have to make sure that Deontay Wilder water isn't spiked. We're going to have to make sure that Deontay Wilder has a better referee. We're going to have to make sure that Deontay Wilder doesn't wear a costume, because that costume will wear his legs out. We're going to have to make sure that we check Tyson Fury's gloves 10 times before the fight starts and 10 times after the fight starts. We're going to have to make sure that we check Tyson Fury's hand wraps to make sure that there was nothing put in there, even though that we do have trainers from Deontay Wilder's camp who watched the hands get wrapped and discovered that there was nothing put in the wraps because they physically watched it. But we're going to make sure that that doesn't happen. We're also going to make sure that there's no air weights in the gloves, and we're going to make sure that there's no padding taken out of the gloves. We also need to make sure that the Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder's corner doesn't throw the towel in, and we have to make sure that Wilder gets tested for COVID, because the new rumor is Wilder had COVID. So I think that if we can cover those things, this is the way that Deontay Wilder can beat Tyson Fury. What do you think, Terminator?
If Wilder knocks out Fury by a brutal knockout, what would your reaction be?
My reaction would be that Deontay Wilder has knocked out Tyson Fury. He did a real good job. I have a question for you. If Tyson Fury beats Wilder by TKO again, what would your reaction be?
I would go crazy.
All right, he said he would go.
Because I'm in the bomb squad.
Oh, you with the bomb squad? Okay, that's good. That's good. We got bomb squad. He said he bomb squad in the building.
Bomb squad.
Bomb squad. We got bomb squad, baby. Hey, Cool 123. Shout out to my brother Cool 123. Let's ring the Ali bell for Cool 123.
Yo, what's good, Coach?
What's going on, fam? Yeah, I'm good.
I just wanted to say these Wilder fans, they're deluded, bro. 78 Sports, Fanan, all these fans, yeah.
You know what? Hey, Cool 123. I Terminator. You also. Wilder needs to work on his legs, man. Like he really does not. He can't afford to skip leg day. I'm not making mockery. I'm not making mockery of his. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
His legs are so skinny.
Yeah. He has to. In boxing, you got to strengthen your legs, work on his legs. So he's going to have to work on his legs because, the obvious is going to happen. Of course, when Tyson Fury gets close to him, they're going to engage. He's going to put his weight on him. So he's going to have to do that. I also would suggest Wilder not to come in so heavy. His speed his speed and his quickness is a strength for him. Don't come in at 231. Come in at like 220. 218, somewhere up in there, and you can use that speed to your advantage.
But do you think Fury will come in heavy again? Or?
Yeah, Fury can come in, Cool 123. Fury can come in at like 270, something like that, and just keep Wilder on the outside of his jab. Just box him, make Wilder want to commit. Fury needs to hold his ground. Do not fight in retreat. Fight front foot dominant. Impose your will on Wilder. Wilder also needs to impose his will on Fury, but he's going to have to come up with a different game plan. That's all I'm saying, brother. Like he can't come in the way he always comes in,
So he'll bully him again. You feel like?
What happened?
He'll bully him again.
Yeah, he'll bully. Yeah, exactly. If he comes in the same way, man, Fury's going to do the same thing. Like, listen, this is what's going on right now. I'm fixing to tell you right now. This is what's going on. When you're getting ready for a fight, especially after a guy beats you and destroys you, right? The way Tyson Fury did. Whether you believe he cheated or not, okay, fine. So we're going to make sure that we get rid of all of the things that Wilder said and his fans believe why he lost. Okay, fine. We're going to throw that away. Well, I say all that to say this. When you're studying your opponent, you're looking at all of the things that he did right. You're looking at all of the things that he did right. Shout out to my brother Tell him, man. We got Tell him in the building. Let's ring the Ali bell for Tell him.
Hey, tell him.
Tell him, bro.
Tell him what's going on, fam. So what we're doing is this. We're going to look at listen, how did I lose this fight? Man, I lost this fight because I didn't have any head movement. I lost this fight, man, because I was slow with my feet. I lost this fight, man, because, I wasn't slipping punches. I was going straight back in the beeline. Every time Tyson Fury put pressure on me, I let him get hold of me. I wasn't able to fight in angles. I didn't use any head feints. I didn't use any of that. So now, when you're getting ready to fight the same guy again who beat you, you look at the tape, you look at the film, and you look at all of the things that you did wrong. And you work on those things in order to prepare you to be victorious in the next fight. My only problem is with Wilder, if I listen to his fans, if they truly believe that the only reason Wilder lost was because Fury cheated, he's going to lose again. You want to know why? Because he's not going to make adjustments. He's not going to do all of the things that you're going to need to do in order to prepare yourself for victory, because you don't see a reason to do that, because the only reason you lost in your mind and in your fans' minds is because Tyson Fury cheated.
But like, let me tell you this. Although I hate Tyson Fury, he's like a fat Mayweather. Like last fight, they couldn't touch him.
Right. And again, I don't know. All I'm saying is the keys to victory for Wilder, in my opinion, he's going to have to turn into a different fighter. He can't come with the same style that he came with the other 40-something fights. He can't do that. You're not fighting Trevor. You're not fighting Bermane Stiverne. You're not fighting Dominique Brazil. You're not fighting Luis Ortiz. You're not fighting those guys. You know what I mean?
Coach,
go ahead.
Coach, can he really change? How old is he? 34?
He's 35. He's 35.
35.
Right.
All right.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Like,
Wow.
what can you teach a boxer like that? You can't teach him the basics again.
That's the thing that this is what I'm trying to point out. Like, can we teach an old dog new tricks?
Exactly.
Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder is almost 35. He's 35 years old. He's been fighting the same way for 15 years. I think he's been boxing since 2006, 2007, somewhere up in there. So he's been boxing the same way for 15 years. You're trying to tell me that Malik Scott, who is not a trainer, he's not a known trainer like the Eddie Reynosos or the Buddy McGurks or the Robert Garcias or the Freddie Roaches or the Ronnie Shields or Derek James. He's not on that level. This guy who's been in your camp, he was brought to your camp by Mark Breland, the same guy that you fired. This guy, what's wrong, Mark? This guy is going to be the one that turns Deontay Wilder into all of a sudden new trainer, a new fighter. I don't believe that.
Yeah, he won't.
I don't believe that.
But didn't Mayweather offer Wilder to train him?
Yeah, he did, but Wilder turned it down, Terminator. He turned it down. You know what I mean? He turned it down.
Wilder's ego won't let him get a better, we'll get a dominant coach. And
yeah, he has to get somebody who
a yes man.
No, but
Let's
see
put
this.
it straight, a yes man.
Hey, cool. Check this out. This is another thing with this was one of the main knocks on Deontay Wilder. They always said what? Wilder does not listen to his trainers.
Yeah.
He doesn't listen to his trainers. This is the problem. Maybe he'll listen to Malik Scott. I don't know. Malik Scott was no hell of a fight. He was a decent fighter. He was
a good technical boxer.
Right.
Technical boxer.
He's going to need some technical skill in order to beat Tyson Fury.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying. Don't load up on the right hand. Let it come to you. Hey, tell him anything you got to say, fam. Tell him. Go ahead, brother. Wow, tell him I can't hear you. Tell him I can't hear you, fam. Yeah, I was thinking there was something wrong with my live, but I see that Terminator was able to speak, and then Cool 123 is able to speak.
Yeah, he isn't muted. I don't know.
Yeah, he's unmuted. Yeah, I think hey, just come back in and tell him. Yeah, man, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's what he's gonna have to do. Boxing Finance, AJ Warrior. Love your work, my G. Thanks for the great content. Yeah, I appreciate that, fam. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, that's all I'm saying. Cool 123. He's just gonna have to,
Coach, do you think that AJ will fight Usyk next? Usyk.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to see that fight.
How do you think that fight will pan out?
Usyk is a damn good fighter. Cannot take anything from Usyk. He's a damn good fighter. He has excellent footwork. He has a high motor. Usyk can box. It's not going to be an easy fight for Anthony Joshua. But guess what? Anthony Joshua is not going to be an easy fight for Usyk. Yeah. Usyk is. I'm not impressed with Usyk at heavyweight. I'm impressed with Usyk at cruiserweight, but heavyweight, I don't. I see Joshua's. I see Usyk coming with a game plan till he gets hit.
Yeah.
When he gets hit.
Don't you think Wilder is gonna get a lot of hate since AJ versus Fury was like hyped a lot, and now last minute the Deontay versus Fury has been announced?
Terminator. Wilder shouldn't get hate for that. That's not Wilder's fault that Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua was not fighting. That's not Wilder's fault. Tyson Fury was supposed to fight Deontay Wilder. He did not fight him. That's his fault. You see what I'm saying? Wilder is in the right on this. Wilder did anything wrong. You had a contract to fight the man. Fury's supposed to fight Wilder. That's that. Now,
Coach,
go ahead.
Tyson Fury knew all along that this fight wasn't going to happen, and that's a fact. I feel like.
Yeah.
This fight won't happen.
Yeah,
he knew. Same with Barbarian. He knew as well.
They knew. Yeah, and how we know they knew is because they had the venue booked already.
Exactly.
They had that venue booked months ago. So that's it. But that's not Wilder's fault. Wilder has back training. He's getting ready, for July 24th. Eddie Hearn, Anthony Joshua has to move on. If I was Joshua, I would move on from this point forward. I wouldn't worry about Fury. I wouldn't worry about Wilder. I would fight my mandatories. If Fury, whoever wins that fight, they're going to call out Anthony Joshua. If I was Anthony Joshua, I would ignore them. We don't believe you. These guys lie too much. We're moving on. That's what I would do. I'm moving on. I'm not taking you guys serious. If you guys want to fight me, I want $100 million. We fighting in the O2 arena. Send me my $100 million. I need my money deposited into my escrow account. Just like Tyson Fury said, he wanted to see money in his account before he fight AJ. I'll reverse it and do the same thing. Say, you guys come up with the money. We're not using the Saudi investors. Find out where y'all gonna get $100 million to pay me at. Make it happen. This is my term sheet. This is what I want. That's that. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
That's what I would do, brother. I'm not gonna lie to you. We're not playing no more crackhead games. No more crackhead games. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not doing this anymore.
Is it official? Is it official? July 24th.
Yes, sir.
It's official.
Yes, sir. It's official. It's going to be in Las Vegas. It's official. July 24th. I'm anxious to see the press conference. The press conference is going to be lit.
Yeah, it's going to be sick, man.
I want to see what Wilder has to say now since that he lost really badly.
Yeah, we tease and we be tongue in cheek over here, man. But all jokes aside, again, Wilder does have a shot. He has a puncher's chance. He's a good fighter. It's just that he's going to have to switch up how he does things. That's all. He's going to have to. It's Ed Wake Forum. Shout out to you, fam. I know you got to go, fam. Ring the Ali bell for Ed Wake Forum. Ring the Ali bell. You know what I mean? Breaking news. Tyson Fury is now under American federal government. What is he now under American federal government for violations of the Muhammad Ali Act? So this low-life career criminal may now have a legitimate reason to get out of this trilogy. Are you sure? I don't get that. What's breaking news?
Yeah, I heard about that. He helped a arms dealer bring guns into America.
For real? No.
Yeah.
Is that breaking right now?
I'm not sure. I just saw Fanan's. You know Fanan?
Yeah, for listen. No. Yeah, hold on.
Like they're trying to get him on
Yeah,
the
I'm done.
what
Yeah,
you
I'm
call
done.
it
I'm done.
Rico
Yeah.
Act.
As soon as you said Fanon, that killed everything. That's not true.
No.
That's not true.
Yeah,
Anything you hear come from the Alphabet Boy community is lies. The only thing they
Facts.
was right about was this arbitration.
Yeah, I hear you.
Anything you hear cool, my brother, from especially Fanon. If it's coming from Fanon, if it's coming from Blue, if it's coming from those, especially those two, bro, 9 times out of 10, it's a lie. Especially Fanon. So just to let you know that.
Yeah.
Especially him, bro. If he
He's talking
said
about
it, it's a lie.
he's talking about that he got inside sources or something like that.
Yeah. His
His
inside
I don't know
sources.
who they are, but like,
I can tell you who his sources is. I'm fixing to tell you right now. Fanon gets his information from Drew the
Blue
Midget.
All right.
Drew the Midget gets his information from Blue.
Yeah.
Blue gets his information from Jabba the Hutt, aka 7A Sports.
Yeah.
7A Sports gets his information from they get information from each other.
Yeah, I feel you.
Boxing Ego. Ego gets his information from Dante's Race Bait Nation. Dante's Race Bait Nation gets his information from Aki TV. All of them are one big clickation. Whether I call all of them to the Alphabet Boy community, even though some of them are not a part of the Alphabet Boy community, but they're all affiliated with each other. They're in love with each other, so that's what it is. Coach, what's your shirt size? Get me well, these t-shirts run big. Get me a large, Haleen. Get me a large. Because these shirts run big. I have some large shirts, they fit like extra larges. Yeah, that's what it is, man. So if it's coming from those guys, don't believe it.
I feel you, Coach.
Don't believe it.
Yeah, I feel you.
You see what I'm saying? So, even if it's true, don't believe it. Listen, I would have to see a television press conference from the FBI. From the FBI that says, "Hi, this is the FBI. We are currently investigating Tyson Fury for racketeering, yada 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 yada." If you don't hear that, and if you say, "Well, Fanon said this," man, do not believe it.
I hear you.
Do not believe it, brother. I'm telling you. Don't believe it. That dude there is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
I hear you. Fanon is like deluded. He's one of the, I don't know. He's crazy, that guy.
Right. Yeah. That dude cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm telling you, man. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Alan Scan, Coach. They were right about one thing. Even a blind squirrel finds in the case of the day. Hey, yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. You know what I mean? So listen, look, those guys. Anyways, guys, man, I just wanted to break that down, man. What's going to be the keys of victory to Deontay Wilder? If he can get rid of all of the other things, I'm anxious to see the press conference. I want to see the look on Deontay Wilder's face. I want to see what he's going to say. How is he going to respond when Tyson Fury throws all of those allegations back in his face in front of everybody? I want to see how he responds to it. I want to look at his skull to see, does he still have a fracture on the right side of his head, on the left side of his head, rather. I want to see, just how he is. How does he look? The press conference. That's what I want to see.
Coach,
that's what I want to see.
Coach, that fracture disappeared magically. Like, I haven't seen anything from like his side of the head. There's nothing. Like, he's not hurt. There's nothing. Like, there's no dent.
Right. And again, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, brother. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. Didn't he have a breakdown on air? Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? So let's see. Coach, I don't like the kid that takes no advice, even from a former world champion like Mark Breeden. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. This is the guy that made you a champion. You get rid of the guy.
I feel like that's the biggest disrespect towards Breland.
Absolutely.
I don't accept that.
Absolutely. Listen, man, let me tell you something. Now, if I was Tyson Fury, the psychological warfare is on. I'm talking about everything. I'm going to talk about the spiked water, the referee, the costume, the gloves, the egg waste, the no padding, the throwing in the towel, the COVID test. I'm going to do everything in my power to get under Deontay Wilder's skin. I need to get inside his head so that when he gets in the ring, he can't think straight.
Facts.
That's what I would do. That's what I would do if I was Fury. And you know Fury's going to do it. I don't have to give Fury any advice. That's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to do. You see what I'm saying? You know. So, anyways, man, listen, guys. Hey, check this out, man. Shout out to my brother Cool123, man. We're gonna wrap it up. I want to give everybody a shout out. Shout out to my brother Cool123. We're gonna ring the Ali bell for everybody. Shout out to Bacon and Eggs. Shout out to Eddie Val. Shout out to Jesse of Vancouver. Shout out to Dr. Smith X. Shout out to Graham Taylor. Shout out to Jesse. Shout out to Carlos Mendoza. Shout out to Roy Hippos. Shout out to Trev III. Shout out to the Elvis. Shout out to Dr. Smith X again. Graham Taylor. Eddie Val. Shout out to my brother Halim. Shout out to Richard Margison. Even the other Richard that was here as well. Shout out to all of the Deontay Wilder fans. Not Cool123. The brother that was on, I forgot the guy that was just on. Shout out to Floss Mode. Shout out to who else we have? I want to make sure I get everybody before we go. Shout out to Cool. Yeah, we got Cool123 on. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to Paul Hutchinson. Shout out to King Midas, just like King Midas, as I was told. Shout out to Oscar. Shout out to Terrell. Shout out to JC in the building. Shout out to my brother Smith and West who was here. Shout out to Carmen Serene who was here. Shout out to Eddie Val. Shout out to Oscar. Shout out to my brother Halim. Shout out to boxing's finest AJ Warrior. Shout out to Darko. Shout out to my brother Tellum. Shout out to Graham Taylor. Shout out to Terry. Shout out to, I said Eddie Val. Shout out to Egg Weight Form. Shout out to Barry Wilson. Who else we have? Shout out to Strangingness. Shout out to Bobo. Shout out to Bobo. What is it? Bobolicious? Bobolicious. Shout out to Bobolicious. Shout out to Eddie Val. Shout out to Alan Skill. Shout out to Peter Von Arks. Shout out to Peter Reeves. Shout out to King Midas. Shout out to Carlos Mendoza. And I think that's everybody. That's everybody. Jabril Bay. Let's see who else we have. Who else we have? Shout out to Paul CX. Shout out to Steve Matthews. Shout out to Killy Boy. Shout out to Killy Boy, man. Shout out to my brother Jeff Lucietta. Shout out to BG in the building. Shout out to Richard. Shout out to Alan Skill. Shout out to Jeff Lucietta. And once again, guys, shout out to Oscar De La Boya. Once again, guys, this is our boy Coach Malachi Williams, representing for New Media Today USA Boxing. We're going to give everybody the Ali bell. We're gonna have a 10 count for everybody in the chat today. 7, 8, 9, 10. That's it. Shout out to the Terminator. Other than that, man, that's it. This is our boy Coach Malachi Williams, representing for New Media Today USA Boxing. And peace.
Man, I'm out of here, bro. Let's go.